Are you ready to amplify your business or brand's reach and make a meaningful impact in Ghana and beyond? Partner with GhanaTalks Radio today to connect with a diverse audience across Ghana and beyond. Elevate your brand through on-air promotions and social media. Boost your brand during prime time. With GhanaTalks Radio, you can extend your reach across digital platforms. GhanaTalks Radio is not just a station, it is a community hub where your brand becomes part of the conversation. Join us in fostering connections, celebrating culture, and making a lasting impression. For customized sponsorship packages and enquiries, email contact@GhanaTalksRadio.com or call +233 202 544614. GhanaTalks Radio, giving the youth a voice.
What do you want for breakfast? How do you want your breakfast?
English breakfast. French fries.
Koko nikosi alo komi kesheto.
Wache.
Well, Gobe is the real deal.
Join us on Ghana Talks Radio. Let's serve you a buffet of breakfast.
From news headlines review, current affairs to social issues.
Entertainment, sports, and all the trending stories live on our mobile app and across all socials. From Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
With me, Pakwesi Omare,
Regina Bless,
Deborah Adoso,
and I am Esinal Fiagbedu. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show.
Ghana Talks Radio, #1. Ghana Talks Radio, #1.
This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, your morning companion. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, your morning companion. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, your morning companion. Good morning to us all. It's a beautiful brand new week, and you are welcome to the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show right here on Ghana Talks Radio. You are welcome to the news headline review. Right here, we bring you all the latest headlines making waves in the news. And I am your host, Ruth Esinam Fiagbedu. Joining me in the studios this morning is Miss Deborah Adoso and Miss Regina Bless, who will be sharing their informed perspectives on relevant issues and news stories that matter to you every morning right here on the show. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
How are you doing, Miss Debbie?
The grace is sufficient.
We thank God. Miss Regina, how are you?
By grace.
Hope all is well.
Yeah.
How was the weekend? Was
By
it
grace.
was stressful?
It went well.
Oh, it went well. Miss Debbie, how's your weekend too?
Interesting.
Interesting. But can you smell the Christmas? Is it getting closer?
Very, very.
Have you started hearing the songs in town?
Yes.
There is Noel.
And the designs are so.
Yeah, so yesterday when I passed Tetekwashi roundabout, I saw the design. I was like, hey, it's only when you get to town before you get to feel the Christmas vibe. But when you're in your house there,
You feel like it's not getting closer.
it's a normal day. But however it may be, we are still going to celebrate the Christmas. It was cow, it's still Christmas. Right. Let's dive into our major news items for this morning. Minority demands resignation of Ayariga Dafia Mekbo over OSP bill. The minority in parliament is demanding the resignation of Majority Leader Mahama Ayariga and Majority Chief Whip Roxy Nelson Dafia Mekbo after a bill seeking to abolish the office of the Special Prosecutor was withdrawn. According to the minority, the two parliamentarians leaders acted without authority when they sponsored the OSP repeal bill on December 8, 2025. The bill aimed to scrap the OSP and transfer its powers to the Attorney General's office. Just 2 days later, President John Dramani Mahama publicly defended the OSP, describing it as a key institution in Ghana's fight against corruption and urging it to improve its performance. Following this, the presidency announced that the president had directed the withdrawal of the bill. The minority says this sequence of events shows that the majority leader and the chief whip acted against government policy and embarrassed the president. They described the move as reckless, unauthorized, and a serious breach of trust. The minority has also raised concerns about the timing of the bill, pointing to a Supreme Court challenge against the OSP law and the arrest of a known critic of the OSP around the same period. They believe these developments suggest a coordinated attempt to weaken the anti-corruption body. They argue that the OSP was allowed to operate independently under the previous NPP government, even when its actions were uncomfortable, and insist that Ghana's commitment to fighting corruption must remain consistent. The minority says the actions of the two majority leaders have damaged public confidence in Parliament and Ghana's anti-corruption framework, and they insist that both men must resign to restore trust and uphold the rule of law. Miss Debbie, so this is coming from the minority. They are calling for the resignation of Majority Leader Ayarega and Chief Whip Dafia Mekbo, simply because they submitted a bill or they sponsored a bill to call the scrapping of the OSP. They said they should resign.
It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense.
Yes.
Why do you think it doesn't make sense?
It doesn't make sense. So this is not the first time we've seen instances like this, but you cannot just call the resignation of the majority leader and the chief whip because they've proposed a bill and the president is like, no, listen, it's not going to work. That should be between the majority and their president, not you, the minority. What business do you have?
No, but the president is for everyone.
Yes, the president is for everyone,
Yeah.
I get you. But the minority is now calling for the resignation of the majority leader. And I'm saying that it is the majority leader who came out with the chief whip proposing a bill that the OSP is doing basically nothing. So the OSP office should be scrapped and the OSP should be sacked from his office. And then the president comes in to say that we are not scrapping the office, we are not sacking OSP. So you minority coming in to call for the resignation of the majority leader. This is between the majority leader and the president. I don't know whether you get me. It is between the majority leader and the president. So automatically the majority leader and the president are working together. You are representing the president, right? Because it's a party and the one leading the party has to do with the president. But when it comes to the parliament, it is the majority that leads in parliament. So if the minority is calling for the resignation of the majority leader just because they called for they've called for the removal of the OSP and the president said no, and you said you are removing he should resign. He should resign for what reason? What reason? Like, why should he resign?
So why didn't they tell Bagman to also resign? Because they
cannot tell him to resign.
Because he also seconded it when they said they were going to propose.
You cannot tell him to resign. That is why I'm saying that the minority calling for the resignation of Mahama Ayarega doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense because I have proposed a bill and then my leader comes in to tell me that so what business does he have with you to tell me to resign because of this?
But the executive, judiciary and legislation, are actually supposed to be working independently. Was it right for the president to interfere in the business of the legislature, telling them to take off a bill? And it was even done publicly.
Yes. On a normal basis, it's wrong. But when you look at the constitution, the executive has much power than the legislative, which is not supposed to be so. They are all supposed to have a fair power.
Equal powers.
The executive is not supposed to intrude in the affairs of the legislative.
Yes.
But in this case, when you look at our constitutions, our constitution, the executive will have more power, and the executive is able to intrude into the affairs of the legislature, which is not supposed to be so. And so till we want to get rid of this, then we have to look into the constitution, review it, and ensure that the executive is rid of some powers. Because it's wrong for the president to say that I've overruled what he said. It's wrong. You can actually see them in closet and tell them that this bill, the OSP, the OSP cannot be removed. So you people should talk it out. And then maybe the majority, because they are the majority, they know how to go about their business. They can still make a U-turn and change their mind, because we've seen similar things with what's the name, with the minority. So let me take this for instance. When the former finance minister Kenneth Oriata was performing very poorly, they called for his removal. A lot of people called for the removal, but they stood in for their people.
But was there a bill? There was no bill.
There was no bill, but in a way it's similar. They didn't propose any bill for Oriata to be removed, but it was a call. Can you even imagine that some of the call was coming from even the MPP members of parliament were in support of the then minority leader, which is current majority.
Yeah.
They were in support of them to remove Kenneth Oriata, but one yet. And so this one, on a normal basis, the president has no right to intrude in the affairs of the legislative, because they enact laws. That the only thing you can do is that you communicate with them. Whatever you want to bring to pass, or whatever bill you want to bring to pass, you communicate with them, and then they go in parliament, they present it to the speaker, and then it's being deliberated on by both the majority and the minority, and then they decide whether they'll go ahead. So automatically the majority is the mouthpiece of the president. Whatever bill they bring on board, it's something that has already been deliberated on together with the president. So I feel like the president telling them that it should be cancelled, no, it's wrong. Yes, wrong. But that is how it is. The executive has more powers than the legislature, but it's wrong. But this also doesn't give you a firm ground to call for the resignation of the majority, which you personally know say oh yes, they know say Enfa. So do you think that people come to parliament to vote for the majority to be removed? Because I think that should be a debate for the public, for the citizens to decide. Not for you, the minority, because we are watching what is going on. We will sit here and feel like, no, majority must. So then it means that it's also sends information across that there is no fair communication between the majority and the president. Because if the president can come out and publicly pronounce that the bill should be cancelled, why you won't call for more? That is one. You should know that why you are mama. I don't know whether it was discussed back doors and they agreed on it.
And some people were even saying, some critics were even saying that, was it that the president doesn't actually know what is happening? Yes. That he has to wait for them to bring this proposal out, and then later on, 2 days later, come and debunk it and be like, no, you people have to withdraw that.
I'm sure he's aware.
Or it's another PR gimmick.
Maybe. Because we've seen people, stakeholders, people are they are very intellect in issues like this, calling on the president not to fall as a trap. And in a way, I'm trying to buy into the idea. You know why? Because the OSP was appointed by the previous administration, which is the MPP government, and now they are calling for his resignation. So fine, if the OSP is being removed, whoever comes into whoever is being appointed,
they'll say the person has been influenced.
Thank you.
What's work in favor of the.
That is it.
So in a way, I feel it makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense.
But anyway, anyhow, we are still hoping to get some results from the office of the special prosecutor. Miss Gina.
Yeah.
Do you think it holds water? The minority calling for the resignation of these two parliamentarians.
So, the minority, again in the news. Okay, so any concerned individual or Ghanaian in his or her right senses would petition President John Dramani Mahama, or will send a petition to the office of the president to scrap the OSP or to remove the OSP, because we've seen what the OSP is doing. Before anyone will send a petition for a particular institution or for an individual to be removed or to be investigated, first off, the person has acted according to his or her selfish or self-interest, or has violated the law, or is not going according to what he or she or that institution is intended to do or to deliver to the people. And when we talk about petition is a democratic right each and every one of us here can exercise. So I myself can send a petition to the president that, oh, I want the Ministry of Finance to be investigated or to be taken off because they are not doing their mandate. And when we talk about petition, it doesn't mean automatic removal. When a petition is being sent, the president will act according to the constitution, make sure that he set a committee for investigations to go on and for fair hearing to also go on. So it's a democratic right we all can exercise. We were here when one individual sent a petition that the president should be removed. It is his right. It is not wrong. So I can send a petition that presidents no omu but must send this omu it is not automatic. Say because I've sent it there no, he's been removed. He would be they will need to act according to the constitution. Check your petition where it falls, under which article it falls. Then they investigate it, set a committee, and make sure that your friend is equal right or equal hearing is being heard. So I don't understand what the minority is talking about. I really don't understand. Say, because of what? Because they are exercising their own right. It's only, I would say, it would only draw concern when maybe that petition is backed by political, interest. That is the only problem. But everyone has the right to petition, to show concern. Lawfully, and petition is expressing concern lawfully about what is going on, about what you are not happy with. So with the minority, once again, what they are saying, it holds no water.
But would you say that these two parliamentarians also didn't look into the issue well before deciding to?
Which issue? Office of the Special Prosecutor. Since when Kojoho that it was set to make sure that you fight corruption related activities, and according to us, even normal citizens outside who are not even in parliament, we are seeing what is going on. Everyone is saying that this man should be taken off. If you even if you don't want to scrap the office itself, the man should be taken off because he is not doing his work well. Imagine you sitting here, you've been employed to work, and 8 years you are not bringing any meaningful productivity. Will you still be sitting there? But as the Office of the Special Prosecutor acquire big institution in the government because it fights corruption related activities, and it's almost which other departments can do that? The Attorney General cannot do it. All around so more the bias so more yes so more so much other. So the Office of the Special Prosecutor, dear, we are still on it. That we are not happy with his works. We are not happy with his outcome. We are not happy with what he is doing. Until if criticism, when criticism is brought to you or when someone is criticizing your work, it's up for you to stand up to your game, to make sure that you sit up and do the right thing. Nanka kisi jabion yobianka, he should come out and tell us something. So,
but he's always holding press conference, updating us and
explain to us why you are not working. Explain to us why you are incompetent. Explain to us what is hindering you from doing your job. Explain to us what is hindering you from arresting the people who are culpable in all these offenses. Just yesterday, I was listening to something. Someone said, "Abuchika kaya cheno." So, what is stopping them from arresting Minister of Finance, the former Minister of Finance. What is really stopping them?
And these people are working hand in hand with the Yoko.
Exactly. Just was it Friday or Saturday? Some judge posted that the criminal cyber security authority arrested either 32 or 23.
I think 38 or something.
38. Some Nigerians and Ghanaians at Kaswa. And omo the packet saying to me Abu Chika, he has money more than finance oforiata by action. So what is stopping them? Just yesterday, I saw a news. China, one big man, he was dealing with their finances. He was arrested, and before you pay the money, you have to pay the money. Then they'll kill you. But Ghana, they're taking us for a joke.
It's so sad. We are just praying that we'll be able to fight corruption in this country.
We can't.
The OSP should sit out. I think this is a grace period.
Yeah.
The president has given him a grace period, and he should just take advantage of that and clear his name.
Yeah, and clear his name for the sake of your reputation. Pass Minerals Revenue Management Act. Chamber of Mines President urges government. The president of the Ghana Chamber of Mines, Mr. Michael Edem, is calling on government to urgently pass a Minerals Revenue Management Act to improve transparency and accountability in how Ghana's mineral wealth is used. Speaking at the 11th Ghana Mining Industries Awards in Accra, Mr. Adams said Ghana needs a clear legal framework for managing mining revenues, similar to the Petroleum Revenue Management Act, used for oil and gas income. He explained that such a law would help ensure mineral revenues are used fairly, responsibly, and in a way that benefits both current and future generations. According to him, a Minerals Revenue Management Act would build public trust, promote intergenerational equity, and support savings and investments for national development. The Chief Executive Officer of the Chamber, Mr. Dr. Kenneth Ashigbe, welcomed government's decision to scrap VAT on exploration activities in the 2026 budget, describing it as a positive move to attract investment and expand Ghana's minerals reserves. However, both leaders warned that frequent policy changes in the mining sector could discourage long-term investment. They also raised concern about illegal mining, also known as galamsey, describing it as not just an environmental issue, but a governance and national security threat. Mr. Adam condemned attacks on security agencies involved in anti-galamsey operations and called for stronger, well-resourced enforcement. The event also highlighted the social impact of mining, with stories of young people benefiting from education and employment programs supported by the Chamber of Mines. Why do you think Ghana needs a Minerals Revenue Management Act now? Do you think it's necessary at this point that we get a Management Act revenue?
Yeah.
Right.
It is very, very necessary to ensure transparency and also to hold the people responsible accountable. So let's take criminal law for instance. We have laws governing people who go to steal or people involve themselves in heinous crimes. So when you're being caught by the law, they don't just come after you and then put you into jail. There are laws that govern that. Maybe when somebody goes to steal plantain, the law states that they should be done to them. When somebody goes to commit murder, the law states that that should be done to them. And so you do not just push the person in there. The law binds you. So it's very necessary. Now our minerals, we have a lot of minerals. So when we don't have these laws, the rules and regulations governing how to use these minerals, how well we are going to generate revenues from these minerals, and also punishment given to people who will be appointed to, so I say take care of these minerals or have these minerals in their possession. If we don't have these laws, then we don't have the rules and regulations governing how to use these minerals, and also punishment given to people who will be appointed to, so I say take care of these minerals or have these minerals in their possession. If we don't have these laws, then we don't have the rules and regulations governing how to use these minerals, and also punishment given to people who will be appointed to, so I say take care of these minerals or have these minerals in their possession. in their possession, not to say that maybe they have it and they take it upon themselves for their own personal gain, but for the country. So those people can be held accountable. So with Minerals Act, it's very, very necessary, as is being stated, like Petroleum Act. So we have acts, laws, or maybe rules governing that. You cannot just stand up and do anything, not just because you're being appointed to, let's say, maybe CEO for Ghana's Minerals Commission, and then you stand up and you do anything at all. So when they have an act or they have a law that governs our minerals, you are very mindful of what you do. You are very mindful, and then you have to be also accountable for your debts. When the rules are there, you cannot just, as I said, you cannot just stand up and do whatever you want. And that is why I stated an example like criminal law. We have laws governing everything. Whatever you go to steal, the law states that when you steal this is what should be done to you. When you kill this person, this is what should be done to you. So you have rules and regulations governance our minerals, and how judiciously we are supposed to use these minerals, how well we are going to gain revenue from these minerals. And also, so imagine the law states that after every 3 months we should be gaining this amount of revenue from minerals, and then we don't get it. And it also stated that when we don't get that money, whoever is responsible should be questioned. So you do not just go scot-free because you are being bound by law. When it happens like that, it's going to ensure fairness, transparency, and it also knows that you, the person being appointed, you will be held accountable for your debts. So where are the minerals? The government or the country or the state is supposed to generate this amount of revenue from our minerals, and we are not getting it. So where is it? Has it traveled? Does the minerals have legs? If no,
or wings.
So instances where we had containers flying out of the country, like something of that sort. So you need to be questioned. You are the leader here. This shouldn't be happening. So why is it happening? The law states that blah 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 blah. It is the act that is stating that. So I feel like it's very, very necessary. When that happened, we wouldn't have hitches about our minerals, some being smuggled out of the countries. We don't really get what we are supposed to, the revenue the country is supposed to acquire from the minerals. We don't get it. All that is going to stop, because you need to account for every sale. If this is the minerals we have, you state it. This is what we are sold. You state it. You cannot hide yourself from the law. In fact, you cannot vanish from the law. No matter how it is, when you go, if you don't go contrary to what the law states, and money will be. So I feel like getting an act for our minerals is very, very necessary.
It's very necessary. Right. Miss Regina.
Yeah. So revenue.
Yeah.
Revenue mineral Act. Yes. I think it's a good thing, because it preaches about transparency and accountability. And looking at each sector in Ghana here, it has should I say a law that governs it, so it has a law that protects it. We need it because we have a lot of minerals in Ghana here.
Yeah.
And one would ask ourselves, the minerals, no, aside gold, we don't know of any minerals again, but we have a lot of minerals in Ghana here. But the only thing we know about is gold. Now, looking at our country, one would ask, minerals how is it being spent? Where is it collected from? How is it brought in? How is it invested in? Let me put it that way. We know nothing about it. And this, I think, without a law governing it, this gives the authorities the right to smuggle, to steal it, because she rule be knew so she knew air protecting. No one is accounting for it. So at the end of the day, if it is being brought to us, or if it is being brought to that department, and someone takes something out of it, we wouldn't know, because nothing, just no supervision, nothing. So I do agree that the Revenue Mineral Act should be brought. But you asked one question. No, you didn't ask a question. I think you said something about politics. About me, who said Americano? I say with the politicians, they go in day in and day out. I say 4 years.
Yeah.
So how would it be sustained?
Yeah.
I think the way they can sustain it is making sure that they set a rule like the constitution. The constitution is set forever and ever until I feel no more be amended. So they set something like a constitution where even if NDC is in power, they can't change it. If NDC is MPP is in power, they can't change it. CPP, PMP, whatever is in power, they can't change it. They have to follow it according to.
Right. I'm just hoping that this Management Act laws actually will come and stay. Just as he said that we wouldn't get to hear that a new administration comes in and then we don't see it. Look at something like the lithium that we are fighting for 5%. Assuming we had these laws, assuming we had these laws, they'll tell us why they are going for the 5%, and then what it's going to do, and the amount of money that Ghana will be receiving. But because we don't have the Minerals Revenue Management Act, so
we don't have it, and the most important thing that we don't even have the industries that process those raw materials.
That is how can we partner with other countries. We take it to them, they do the work, and then they bring us the peanuts.
They take the 90%.
We Debbie will say, how come did I end in this country? Blame EC for ongoing Pandai controversy. Franklin Kujo. Imani Africa President Franklin Kujo has blamed the Electoral Commission for the ongoing controversy surrounding the Pandai parliamentary election. Mr. Kujo said the problems that led to the annulment of the election and the planned rerun were largely due to poor coordination and administrative lapses by the EC, not the candidate. According to him, the EC failed in its responsibility to properly manage the coalition of results, which opened the door to disputes and legal challenges. The fault of this whole process was actually the Electoral Commission, he said, adding that allowing such irregularity to occur was a disservice to the candidate who won the election. Mr. Kujo expressed confidence that the new Patriotic Party candidate who won the original election would emerge victorious again in the rerun. He also questioned the broader political implications of the controversy, suggesting that the situation was being unnecessarily politicized in Parliament. The Kwandai election dispute followed a High Court ruling in Tamale, which announced the 2024 parliamentary results after the National Democratic Congress candidate petitioned the court, and the NDC argued that the final collation was conducted without their candidate or agents present. Following the court decision and Parliament's declaration of the seat as vacant, the EC scheduled a rerun of the election for 30th December 2025 with the same three candidates who contested in 2024. So this is what Imani Africa is saying. The president of Imani Africa is saying that this election, this whole controversies, he will blame the EC, and this is a disservice on the part of the candidates. But he believes that the running mates for the new Patriotic Party will emerge winner again. Ms. Eugenia, would you say you agree with him that it's due to lack of management of the EC? That is how come we are where we are today.
Yeah, I would say that, and I would also blame the EC because for the EC, it's your constitutional duty to organize, supervise, and manage elections. And also, you can't declare someone a winner whilst all the people are not present, or you can't count votes while all the people who are representing are not present. It talks about how I wouldn't use the word incompetent, but let me just use procedural relapse here, and let me just put it that way. So everyone in the right senses would blame the EC. If it's not the EC, who should we blame? Should we blame the government? Should we blame the lawyers or the judge who gave the ruling? No, we can't blame anyone rather than the EC, Electoral Commission. See, the Electoral Commission is a big institution right here in Ghana which also contributes to our peace. Politics brings a whole lot of brouhaha. And if the Electoral Commission does not exercise or does not go according to the duty, what she is supposed to do, or what the office is supposed to do, it can bring political instability. And we are already seeing it. Our peace is very important. Ghana is a place of peace. Most people don't understand. Our peace is very paramount to us. Peace is cheap yet expensive, because no money can buy peace. So it's very cheap but expensive. Ebiana mechanism. Yehuni said this Pandai rerun of a thing is just a mere issue, but it's a very big issue which can escalate into something else. I remember during I think last year or within this year, we went for reporting in regards to the Ablekuma rerun, and some, I think was a question man, some people were then, they were like, they are scared to talk because their lives are being threatened and all that. That should tell you where politics is heading or where politics is getting to. Politics is a dangerous and dirty game. So when we are doing it, we need to do it cautiously and tread carefully. So the Electoral Commission, we can't blame anyone. We can't blame the ministers who joined for the the candidacy or the parliamentary aspirants. We can't blame any of them. Isi na yebe blame no. Say yes, akola na sonya din yantita akola ya. They will not blame anyone than the parents who give birth to that child.
Especially the mother.
I say papa for no more than kolano enyomuba. Especially the mother. So the Electoral Commission, she's the only one to be blamed. And we are once I assembly bani na young Electoral Commission, yes, Mensa, because she's the one in charge and she's the one heading them. So if she doesn't think wisely or if she doesn't do something well, so she's the only one we can blame, no one else.
No one else.
Yes, so we are all blaming the EC. We are blaming the EC because you have to look into the affairs of the election. You have to ensure that it's full of credibility, transparent, fair. But what did we see? It is very pathetic. Each day we go out to vote, and after voting, now what they said election has been rigged. What they say pink shirts are what because after the 2024 election, I realized that in some constituency they said before the ballot papers were being counted, you know, every party has a representative to represent your party wherever the ballots are being counted. So where the EC counts the ballots, MPP representative or NDC representative or PPP, CPP, all the political parties. But in some constituencies, it was alleged that they sacked some of the representatives out. Yes. You see, so as an EC, even if you, the EC, Jane Mensa, if you know nothing about it and your people are being loyal to do that, at the end of it, as we are all saying, we will be mentioning your name. Because you have to ensure your people, you have to ensure that the right thing is being done. And I'm not sure you just wake up for elections. These people are being trained. Your people are being trained. So why should we see what we are happening and what we see happening? Because even before election, you prepare ahead of time. You make sure that everything is in order. The pink sheet has no problem. It has nothing. And so with this Kwanda election, who should we blame? It is the EC we are supposed to blame. Because after Yatu Abari, me have now forgotten. I think that every constituency has a parliament, if not until recently
as a parliamentarian.
Yes. Until recently where we had issues, people claiming that some residents of Pandai claiming that the MPP representative didn't win the seat. It was rigged for him to win. What is all this? So it means that the EC, there is a lot of homework you're supposed to do. And I wouldn't be surprised if this would be a footing ground calling for her removal.
Already know they are calling for her removal.
Say on free did that with this. So I feel like the EC should be careful. Even the former EC who was Charlotte said, Yansha Auntie BBC, but she was removed. She was removed from office because they felt like she wasn't fair. And so I'm not trying to compare the two of them, but this current EC needs to take time. Even before election, people were calling her name.
Yeah.
People were calling her name.
And
some of the papers, crowd, the Bema parties, you know, they went on. They had a meeting where you pick on a ballot paper. Even before that thing happened, and kasaketwa and na issue and na issue before that woman. So even before the election, her name was being mentioned. So I feel like so there is a lot to do. I wouldn't be surprised. Maybe the president might give her another grace period. We don't know. The president is giving us a shock.
But the irregularities is becoming too much.
It's becoming too much.
And this is actually something that is hurting our peace in this country.
It's hurting our peace.
Yeah. It's just that we are just handling it well. Assuming we don't handle these issues well, it could escalate into something
conflict.
Different. Yeah.
Conflict.
So the irregularity. So easy. Watch your back. Right. Thank you so much for joining us in the news headline review. Up next, we have Today in History with Miss Regina Blaise.
Today in History. Start of the South Sudanese Civil War. Political tensions in South Sudan erupted into widespread violence and armed conflict when clashes broke out in Juba, following a split among leaders within the ruling party. This conflict escalated into a full-scale civil war with severe humanitarian consequences for the country. Nelson Mandela's State Funeral, 2013. The state funeral for Nelson Mandela, South Africa's iconic anti-apartheid leader and first black president, was held on this day, concluding a national mourning period and drawing global attention to his legacy of reconciliation and justice. Battle of Kolento, Second Boer War. During the Second Boer War in South Africa, British forces suffered a significant defeat at the Battle of Kolento, part of the period known as Black Week of military setbacks for Britain. To some few observances, National Wear Your Pearls Day. It symbolizes resilience and inner beauty, reminding people that life challenges like the sand irritating a mollusk to form a pearl create strength, value, and transformation, encouraging awareness for mental health and self-worth. On this day, people wear pearls, share stories of overcoming adversity, use the hashtag National Wear Your Pearls Day on social media, and reflect on personal growth, turning life's difficulties into something beautiful, much like a pearl forms. Lastly, National Cupcake Day, a day dedicated to enjoying these miniature cakes by baking, buying, or sharing them with friends and family, often using hashtags like National Cupcake Day and Cupcake Love on social media. It's a fun occasion to indulge in classic flavors like red velvet or get creative with unique recipes. So do well to get a cupcake today. And that's all for today on Today in History and Some Observances, live on GhanaTalks Breakfast Show.
Thank you so much, Miss Regina Blaise, for Today in History and Some Observances of the Day. As you heard it, do well to get a cupcake today. Miss Debbie.
Welcome to Debbie's Grill, where we talk about issues that matter to the state, void of politics, fear of favor. The ECOWAS Council of Ministers has unanimously endorsed President John Mahama as the sole candidate for the region for the chairperson of the African Union when the rotating chairmanship reaches West Africa in 2027. The Council's recommendation made during its 95th ordinary session in Abuja will be forwarded to the Authority of Heads of State and Government of adoption on Sunday, December 2025. In a statement issued on Friday, December 12, ECOWAS expressed gratitude to member states for supporting Ghana's candidacy, highlighting the country's contribution to the region and its international standing, determined to work in a concerted manner and to support candidates of ECOWAS member states, their nationals and international organizations, African Union, to ensure that the interests of ECOWAS continue to be promoted and protected. The Council noted that the endorsement aligns with ECOWAS' commitment to promoting the interests of the region in international and continental organizations. It reaffirmed its determination to support candidates from member states to strengthen ECOWAS' influence and presence in regional and global bodies. The recommendation urges the Authority of Heads of State and Government to officially adopt the declaration supporting Ghana's candidacy for the African Union chairmanship in 2027. So President Mahama has been endorsed as the chairperson for ECOWAS, and that will be taking effect, God willing, next year. And we know that when you are being appointed as a chairperson for ECOWAS, that has to do with a lot. You play a vital role in promoting economic integrity, peace and stability in West Africa. Now, when we take our president, for instance, our president is someone who is so much into, communicating on peace, communicating on how African countries can unite, communicating on how we can use our minerals so judiciously. Yesterday, I saw a statement where President Mahama said that we have to make good use of our natural resources, in a sense that African countries must unite and create more industrial hubs where we can process our own natural mineral resources into valuable ones, so that we don't end up giving higher percentage to other countries whilst the owners of the resources are getting lesser of what they're supposed to get. How then do we grow as a country, especially Africans? And so when I saw that the president has been endorsed as the chairperson for ECOWAS, I was like, wow, this has to do with a lot of work. And I think a lot of expectation, we are expecting a lot from the president. And we are also expecting that there should be a world dialogue between member states and ensure that what we used to see before doesn't happen again. For instance, African countries where we have presidents above certain age, you are president, you are doing basically nothing, and you keep on changing the constitution so you can be in power. All these are things that we need to look into. And so I believe that as the chairperson of ECOWAS, starting from next year, we need to see improvement. The African that we used to know before, there should be a change. There should be, let me put it this way, there should be a repentance where we know that our African leaders are now waking up. They now have the people or the interests of the people at heart. They're now ready to work in the interests of the people and not for their own selfish gain and not for their greediness. Because we cannot have all the resources, we cannot have all natural resources, and still we are pleading. Then what is the use of ECOWAS? Because ECOWAS, you're supposed to ensure that there is peace in all African countries. You're supposed to ensure that African leaders are doing their best to promote the development of the country and to ensure that the people living within their various countries are living comfortably. Everything is working on very well. Unemployment is being reduced. The youth are being employed. There is no corruption. State monies are being used for its intended purposes. If a money has been projected, an amount of money has been projected, and then to be pushed into a particular project, say infrastructure, It should be used for that particular purpose. And I feel like that sickness of corruption is really in the blood of Africans. And these are things that ECOWAS needs to take seriously. Because we do not really feel their effects. We don't feel their impact. ECOWAS will keep quiet till things get out of hand. Then they step in. Which is not supposed to be so. ECOWAS is supposed to step in. Not until the issues escalate. They are supposed to ensure that even those petty issues does not arise. And then sometimes they fold their hands, so countries are being taken over by coup, by soldiers and stuff. That is when they know that they'll come in. And that is when they tell the people to step down. Democracy didn't help us as Africans. Because I feel like we've taken this democracy as a platform for doing our own thing. Democracy is not helping us as Africans because we are abusing it. And I don't know whether it is because we don't really understand democracy, or we do understand it, but we just don't want to work as democracy demands. Because tell me why. You'll be given the nod to lead the country, and then you do nothing. There is corruption here and there. Infrastructures are not well built. When it has to do with the health sector, nothing to show. The education sector, nothing to show. Our roads are equally bad. And we don't even care to do it. No. We take the money and then we divert the money into our own personal account. And then it ends, then no one is talking. ECOWAS is seeing all these things happening in other countries and they keep quiet. They don't talk about it. They don't caution them. They don't even sanction them. And then when the issue gets out of hand, then you are now stepping in. Meanwhile, that issue can equally be prevented. We can prevent it. We can prevent it. So now that we have our president very soon stepping in, and also being the same person preaching about how African can make it when we unite, and how, as Kwame Nkrumah says, the black man is capable of managing its own affairs. We are expecting a lot. We want to see improvement. If not, then what is the essence of ECOWAS? Because ECOWAS cannot be in existence and we are still experiencing all this. ECOWAS was there when people were crying in other countries that they are not being employed. When people were crying in other countries that money has been pushed into diverse accounts of a politician. And no one cares. I remember when Ibrahim Traore took over, they sent a lot of letters that he should step down. It doesn't speak well of ECOWAS. It doesn't speak well of you. Because that is not what you're supposed to do. These are petty things that can be prevented. But we don't do it. Why are we not doing it? That is a question they can only answer. And everyone is seeing you, your movements, everyone sees it, what you do, everyone sees it. We need to feel the positive impact of ECOWAS on African countries. Leaders need to be cautioned. The resources are there for the improvement of the country, not for a sole person. It is very, very sad. It is very, very sad that upon all the minerals we have, we still seek for support elsewhere. We have all the minerals, but we don't even have factories, we don't have industries that can process these raw materials into valuable products for us. And then we end up signing a contract. They take 90%, they give us 10%. How are you going to develop your country without 10%? Because mind you, you're supposed to divide that 10% and ensure that every sector have a share of that. How will you develop with 10%? How? Tell me. And that is why we will continue to be slave. What other countries becomes bosses over us. Because we are refusing to think. We are refusing to take petty things seriously. We feel like, oh, it's normal. And yeah, it's normal. Our great grandparents have been doing that, and then we met it. We will also go. A different generation will continue, but we can still change the status quo. When you are being born into a family and you realize that this is the trend of the family, you can change it. You have the mandate to change it, and that is why you are you. You might be six from the same womb, but everyone has his or her different capabilities and uniqueness. So if the rest of the five say they are going to work according to how the family rules and everything is, and you feel like it's not going to help and you want to change it, you change it. Especially when you realize that trend is not helping. It's bringing no good. It's bringing no development. It's bringing equally nothing. Then you need to change it. And that is what we want to see. That is what we want to see. And that is what we want ECOWAS to do. Their roles are not only stated on paper. It should be put in action. Imagine all those presidents of other countries that are old enough to go for pension and allow this young, vibrant youth take over. Imagine all these people are being arrested, or there is a law that binds them, or there is a law that limits you, not overstepping your boundaries. We wouldn't see what we are seeing, because it's sad. Trust me, it's very, very sad. You are in a country where everybody hail you. Hey, this country has gold. This country has this. This country has that. But you living in that country, you are seeing nothing. You are seeing no improvement in your life. We have the minerals, but students still sit on the floor to study. We have the minerals, but our roads are poor. We have the minerals, but we are living in a very expensive world. Or we are living in a very expensive country. Everything is very expensive. You cannot even afford it. But we claim we have everything. How do you explain this? So to ECOWAS, there is a lot of work to do. And to our president stepping in, we are expecting a lot. Massive improvement. Thank you for making time with me and Davis Girl.
Thank you so much, Miss Debbie, for that, girl. We are expecting a lot from the president. We wish him all the best. Thank you so much for joining us in the first segment of the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. It's almost time for the news, and right after the news, we'll be coming up with the main discussion. Please stick and stay with us.
Are you ready to amplify your business or brand's reach and make a meaningful impact in Ghana and beyond? Partner with GhanaTalks Radio today to connect with a diverse audience across Ghana and beyond. Elevate your brand through on-air promotions and social media. Boost your brand during prime time. With GhanaTalks Radio, you can extend your reach across digital platforms. GhanaTalks Radio is not just a station, it is a community hub where your brand becomes part of the conversation. Join us in fostering connections, celebrating culture, and making a lasting impression. For customized sponsorship packages and enquiries, email contact@GhanaTalksRadio.com or call +233 202 544614. GhanaTalks Radio, giving the youth a voice.
We bring you local news, business news, international, sports, and entertainment news. Right here on GTR.
Welcome to the morning news update on GhanaTalks Radio. Coming up, local government launches cleanup exercise. B-Mobile Student Union seeks help to address network connectivity challenges. Mamprogu Member of Parliament sounds caution over refusal of essential service workers to accept posting. These and many more coming up your way shortly in business, sports and showbiz. The Minister for Local Government, Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs, Ahmed Ibrahim, has announced a one-week nationwide cleanup exercise from December 13th to 20th. The initiative aims to ensure a clean and welcoming Ghana ahead of the Christmas season. During an inspection tour of several municipalities in the Greater Accra region, Mr. Ibrahim cautioned metropolitan, municipal and district chief executives to be on high alert as inspections will be carried out without prior notice. According to him, metropolitan, municipal, district chief executives will be held personally accountable for sanitation in their district. The cleanup exercise will involve the deployment of sanitation workers. He also hinted at the collaboration with the Interior and Transport Ministries to ensure the success of the initiative.
This morning, we are doing something in the form of experimental. And this is an experimentation we are doing about how best we can bring a central force to assist the MMDAs to be able to have a clean and healthy Ghana. So we started from Ayawasu East and West. We went to Ayawasu West Wagon, then passed through Lankwantana Madina, and now we are in Adentan Municipal Assembly. This was a Nicodemus call to the assemblies to tell them that we are going to depart from the normal way of informing them that we'll be coming to your place. Then you go and put everything in order, pretending to deceive your bosses. This time, deception to be a thing of the past. Pretense should be a thing of the past. The ministry will be moving, and at a point, the tourism minister with my deputy will be moving, then I will also be moving in different directions, unannounced. So if we come to your assembly and you are not there, it means you are not on top of the job. But today being the first day, when we went to Nima and the MC was not there, because I spoke to you, we called him about 100 times, we couldn't get him. But when I spoke to you just a second, he himself called back. It means the media is a force that can assist leadership to put leaders on their feet. We cannot pretend to be ruling and be expecting the expected results. We must be intentional and deliberate about our actions and activities. That is what President Mahama stands for. And that is what the reset agenda is for. And that is what we in the ministry, together with my deputy and my colleague, are for. So I think today is a wake-up call to everybody, every director, my good self, and everybody watching. It's not going to be Greater Accra alone. Monday, tomorrow, as a religious ministry, we are going to our various churches. Monday, we will start. And Monday, the baller taxis will be at work. The sweepers, those that are functional, will be at work. The trucks will be at work. So if you are an MDA or MDCG, please and please, President Mama did not appoint you to come and sit there and be disbursing common fund. He gave you job. Leadership is about service. Let that service be performed.
The Secretary to the Electoral Commission, Chair of the B-Mobile Student Union, Layoba, has appealed to the Member of Parliament and Chairman of Parliament's Communications and Information Committee to intervene and resolve persistent network connectivity challenges. The appeal highlights the difficulties faced by students and residents in accessing reliable internet services. This issue is a broader concern about inadequate network coverage in underdeserved communities.
We have been suffering network challenges, and as someone who is a chairman of the communication committee, I think you can leverage your authority to get us some of the network so that it will mitigate the challenges that we are facing. Right now we are in tech society, and as in a tech society, without reliable network, it will be very difficult for us to be able to harness the tech advantage. So when we go home as students, we face a lot of challenges, how to access our phones, and sometimes maybe if they even send you a message, you have to travel to another village before you can be able to access the network. So I'm putting you before you. I know you are a hardworking man, a man of vision, and hopefully you'll be able to come to our aid and remedy the situation for us.
In response, the Member of Parliament affirmed his commitment to heed to their calls.
Aware of number one in Bindi area. I'm hoping that when we commission the number one, Bindi is just about 2 kilometers away. They will benefit from it. I'm aware Tatala also has a challenge. I'm aware Badum Sukuru and Yalinkpia area also have a challenge, and then Nampontobog area. So I'm aware of what the needs are in terms of rural telephony, and I would do my best and ensure that we get them connected for our people, because it's very important that they stay connected, so that it will help enhance businesses and if you like, healthcare delivery and education, so that students can do their research work in peace.
The Member of Parliament for Bamprugu, Abednego Bandem, has expressed deep concern over the persistent refusal of teachers, nurses and national service personnel to accept postings to the constituency due to ongoing conflict. The situation has led to a severe shortage of educators and healthcare workers. Mr. Bandem attributes the crisis to insecurity caused by interclan and chieftaincy dispute, which has created a revolving door for few staffs who reluctantly accept posting. He has petitioned the Minister of Education to consider recruiting teachers from the constituency. The Member of Parliament's concern highlights their implication for the district youth, exacerbating educational inequality and perpetuating poverty.
And I'm very worried about the recent development back home with regards to the conflicts where innocent people died. I met with the Minister for Education, I think last week, and put before him a proposal to consider recruiting teachers from the constituency. Why? And posting them there. Because of conflicts, people from other parts of the country don't like accepting postings to Bumprugu. When they post a teacher to Bumprugu, they don't want to go. When they post a nurse, they don't want to go. Even national service, for 1 year, they don't accept postings. When they accept, it's because they are desperate to get jobs. But once they get the job and they go there, within a year or two, they seek for transfers and they leave the place. I'm in touch with all the sector heads in the district. The district director of education has asked me that I come and we go around for me to see and observe empirically, because most of the schools are without teachers. You see a school from primary 1 to 6 and JHS 1, 2, 3, and there is only one teacher. Only one teacher, and that's the head teacher. Go to Naburg. You go to Nampantubok, Nanik, as we speak. There are no teachers. And some of the schools have closed down because of conflict. Our future leaders are not in school as we speak. I am very, very worried about it. And it is only me and some other stakeholders, including you, Bisu, who can come together and speak with one voice, appeal to our people and government to work together to bring peace to the area.
Former Member of Parliament for Sekondi, Andrew Ejapa, has expressed worry over the perceived intentions behind the reset agenda. In a discussion, he emphasized the need of preserving the integrity of Ghana's constitution.
I was surprised at the decision that was handed down by the High Court. But that's certainly a conversation for another day. Because indeed and in fact, post the decision, the letter that emanated from the Office of the Clerk of Parliament to the Electoral Commission, and the subsequent decision by the Electoral Commission to hold a rerun, I believe, on the 30th of January or so, is what is most surprising to me. I wonder the indecent haste that is informing the decision to conduct the rerun, when the affected party, in this case Matthew Nyindam, has filed an application seeking for the orders of the High Court to be stayed. You see, we are a constitutional republic. We thrive on the rule of law. And I don't want to believe that rather than strengthening our institutions of state, this so-called reset that our friends in the NDC have been preaching about is rather intended to destroy our institutions. I say so because the rules of court are very clear. The Speaker of Parliament himself had occasion to make a determination on this subject matter. Of course, not in the same terms, in that what he pronounced on was whether the Member of Parliament had a right to attend Parliament in the immediate aftermath of the decision that was handed by the court. And he delivered a ruling on the 27th of November 2025, where he made reference to the Court of Appeal rules and indicated quite clearly the automatic stay provision that is embedded in those rules, and proceeded to say that within or after the 7-day automatic stay, if the affected party takes a further step, that in itself, may extend the stay until it is determined by the Court of Appeal.
Former Minister of Railway Development John Peter Mewu has shown his weight behind Kennedy Ohene Ejapon's bid to become the New Patriotic Party's flag bearer for the 2028 elections. He believes Kennedy Ejapon is the best candidate to lead the party to victory. According to his supporters, Kennedy Ejapon's authenticity, vision and action-oriented approach makes him an ideal candidate.
Very difficult for it to come back to power. Everywhere you go, the people say, bring Kennedy. Everywhere you go, the people say, bring Kennedy. Then what are you doing? Why don't we listen to the crowd and vote according to the sound coming from so that NPP can come to power. Elders and past executives, you are more experienced in this party. I am challenging you to talk to our delegates. We are not saying that the other delegates or the other contestants cannot become a president. Some will become a president, but it cannot happen in 2028. Some will happen in 60 to 20 years now. Do you want us to wait in the next 24 years? Do you want us to wait in the next 24 years? Let's face the fact. I promise, let's face the fact. People don't want to say it. Because I see the election very, very critical, and that's why I'm saying it. His Excellency Nana Addo Akufo-Addo, coming from Eastern region, has just left power. Akufo-Addo is from Eastern region. I am telling you, my very good friend is Brian Achapo from Eastern region. Ghanaians do not vote for Brian Achapo just as Nana Akufo-Addo is existing there. This is a fact, and you don't want to say it. Who doesn't know here? Who doesn't know this fact? Who doesn't know this fact? The northern region has 5 regions. The current president is coming from the northern region, the 5 northern regions. Joe Mahama is not going to exit office, and Ghanaians in other regions will say, let's bring another person. This is not tribal. My good brothers and sisters is from the north. It is not tribal. It has nothing to do with Bawumia. His Excellency Bawumia is a nice gentleman, one of the respectable economics in this country. But the circumstances that in which we are is what is affecting, and these are the facts. And so, if you wanted to elect a flag bearer, there will be an opposition leader. Let's elect an opposition leader if that's what you want. But if you wanted to elect a flag bearer that will become a president, then it's Honorable Kennedy Omini.
In business, Vice President of Policy think tank Imani Africa, Bryce Simmons, has raised serious concern about the Bank of Ghana's proposed guidelines for regulating what it calls non-interest banking, cautioning that the approach could create legal confusion, regulatory risk and identity crisis for the sector. In an article reacting to the Bank of Ghana's exposure draft on non-interest banking, Mr. Simmons argued that the central bank's decision to rebrand Islamic banking as non-interest banking is more confusing than helpful. According to him, while the rebranding may be intended to avoid religious controversy, it fails to reflect the reality that non-interest banking is rooted almost entirely in Islamic financial principles. He pointed out that even though the guidelines ban religious symbols and languages, they still require banks to follow Islamic standards set by the Accounting and Auditing Organization for Islamic financial institutions. Mr. Simmons said this contradiction creates uncertainty for banks, customers, regulators and court. He warned that disputes involving Islamic finance contracts, such as profit sharing and partnership arrangements, could be difficult for Ghanaian courts to resolve, as these concepts are drawn from Islamic jurisprudence rather than Ghanaian statutory and common law. The Imani African Vice President also criticized the window model that allows conventional banks to offer non-interest products. He cautioned that this could lead to abuse where banks take advantage of tax benefits meant for non-interest banking. Mr. Simmons further raised concerns about taxation, deposit protection, liquidity management and capital adequacy, noting that the current draft does not adequately address how non-interest banks will operate fairly and competitively. He also questioned provisions that prohibit non-interest banks from benefiting from late payment penalties. In his conclusion, he said the proposed framework risks creating a non-interest banking sector that looks impressive on paper but struggles in practice. He urged the Bank of Ghana to be more direct and honest about introducing Islamic banking, supported by clear laws on taxation, liquidity support, and dispute resolution. Still on business news, from January 1st, 2026, the Ghana card will become mandatory for the purchase and renewal of motor and other insurance products in the country. The new requirement was announced in notice issued by the National Insurance Commission. According to the Commission, all customers will be required to present a valid Ghana card before completing insurance transaction. Corporate clients will also be required to provide their tax identification number when undertaking motor insurance transactions. The National Insurance Commission said the move is aimed at improving claims and strengthening know your customer and anti-money laundering measures within the insurance industry. The Commission believes the directive also help reduce fraud and align Ghana's insurance sector with global financial service standards. The development suggests the insurance industry is aligning with similar measures introduced by the Bank of Ghana, which requires the Ghana card for deposit and other financial transactions. To sports, Ghana ambassador to the United States, Victor Emmanuel Smith, has assured the Ghana Football Association of the embassy's full backing ahead of the 2026 FIFA World Cup, which will be hosted across the United States, Canada and Mexico. Ambassador Smith gave the assurance when Ghana Football Association President paid a courtesy call on him in the United States to discuss Ghana's group placement and logistical preparation for the tournament. According to the ambassador, the mission is ready to work closely with the FA to manage coordination challenges arising from the tournament's multi-city format, while also helping to advance Ghana's broad objectives of the pitch. He expressed optimism about Ghana's chances at the Mondial, noting that the Black Stars boast experienced players capable of representing the country with pride on the global stage. Mr. Okweku in his remarks confirmed that Ghana has been drawn in Group L. The GFA president explained that Ghana's fixtures will be spread across Philadelphia and Toronto, a situation he admitted could present logical challenges for the team and its supporting delegation. He stressed the significance of close collaboration with the Ghana Embassy before and during the tournament to ensure smooth operation and to project Ghana positively on the world stage. The World Cup is a major global platform with worldwide attention, and we expect close cooperation from the Embassy, he said. As part of activities leading up to the tournament, GFA President also revealed plans to launch Ghana's new national team jerseys in Washington, D.C., with the embassy expected to play a key role in the activation. Providing further details, Mr. Okweku disclosed that the new kit will maintain Ghana's traditional colors while introducing unique cultural elements. The white will come with the Kweku Anansi design. This has got public yet, and the yellow will come with a more colorful theme of the Makola market, he revealed. He added that the Ghana Football Association intends to carry out monthly activation in collaboration with the embassy as part of effort to deepen engagement with Ghanaians in the diaspora. Manchester City claimed a convincing 3-0 victory over Crystal Palace with Erling Haaland and Phil Foden on target, and a result that flattered the visitors despite a spirited Palace performance. City took the lead against the run of play in the 41st minute when Haaland rose highest to power home a free header from a precise Mateus Nunes across, punishing Palace for a series of missed chances in the opening half. The hosts dominated large spells of the contest and came agonizingly close to several occasions, with Adam Watson and Yeremy Pino both striking the woodwork, but their lack of clinical finishing proved costly. Palace continued to push after the break, yet City's composure and defensive resilience held firm. The visitors doubled the advantage in the 68th minute through Phil Foden, who swept a calm finish into the corner from the outside after net build-up play involving Ryan Cherki. Any hopes of a Palace comeback were finally extinguished late on when substitute was brought down by goalkeeper Dan Henderson, earning City a penalty. Haaland stepped up and set Henderson the wrong way to register his second of the night and seal the point. Despite the scoreline, Crystal Palace can take encouragement from their performance, having matched City for long spells. Pep Guardiola's side once again showed the ruthless edge that separates them from their opponent. The win strengthens Manchester City's push at the top of the Premier League table, while Palace are left to raw missed opportunities on an other-side competitive afternoon. In showbiz, the powerful and vibrant landscape of African filmmaking received a regal celebration on Saturday, December 13th, as the maiden edition of Regal Film Festival Awards held its Grand Award Night Gala at the magnificent Palms Convention Center located within the La Palm Royal Beach Hotel. The event, which was preceded by a 4-day festival of film screenings, master classes and networking, lived up to its promise as a major Pan-African platform, drawing a massive turnout of incredible filmmakers, actors, industry professionals, and stakeholders from across African countries. The red carpet was dazzling display of African fashion and glamour, setting the stage for an evening dedicated to honoring cinematic excellence. Attendees hailed from key films hubs underscored Regal Film Festival and awards commitment to continental unity and collaboration in the arts. Executive Director Selassie Ibrahim and the Regal Film Festival Awards team were praised for successfully launching a platform that not only recognizes outstanding talent but also provides vital opportunities for creative exchange and industry growth. The overwhelming presence of both established and emerging talent highlighted the festival's immediate impact in bridging the gap between creativity, technology, and financing in Africa's film ecosystem. The award ceremony recognized achievement across numerous categories, celebrating the diversity and quality of films submitted from over 21 countries. The movie Three Gold Dishes, directed by Olusiye and produced by Grammy Award-winning artist Burna Boy, won big on the night, including Best Actress, Most Promising Actor Achievement in Production Design, Achievement in Sound, and Best Cinematography. They also walked away with a brand new car for winning the Best Picture Award. And that's how we end it on the morning news broadcast. Do well to log on to all streaming platforms at Ghana Talks Radio for more news stories. I am Deborah Dorso. Good morning.
Are you ready to amplify your business or brand's reach and make a meaningful impact in Ghana and beyond? Partner with GhanaTalks Radio today to connect with a diverse audience across Ghana and beyond. Elevate your brand through on-air promotions and social media. Boost your brand during prime time. With GhanaTalks Radio, you can extend your reach across digital platforms. GhanaTalks Radio is not just a station, it is a community hub where your brand becomes part of the conversation. Join us in fostering connections, celebrating culture, and making a lasting impression. For customized sponsorship packages and enquiries, email contact@GhanaTalksRadio.com or call +233 202 544614. GhanaTalks Radio, giving the youth a voice.
What do you want for breakfast? How do you want your breakfast?
English breakfast, French fries,
Koko Nikosi, alo komi kesheto.
wache.
Well, Gobe is the real deal.
Join us on Ghana Talks Radio. Let's serve you a buffet of breakfast.
From news headlines review, current affairs to social issues.
Entertainment, sports, and all the trending stories live on our mobile app and across all socials from Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
With me, Pakwesi Omare.
Regina Bless.
Deborah Adoso.
And I am Esinal Fiagbedu. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, your morning companion. You're welcome once again to the second segment of the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. Right here, we bring you all the latest headlines making waves in the news, from business to politics, from sports to entertainment. We got you covered with the most relevant stories and informed perspective right here with our guest on issues that matter to you every morning right here on the show. And as you know it, on the second segment, we have knowledgeable guests who are going to dive into national issues and issues of consent. Sitting right here in the studio with me is our regular Monday guest. Would I say a regular Monday? Yes. He's a regular Monday guest. Mr. Abdul Razak, member of the NPP communications team. Good morning to you, Mr. Razak.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good.
Oh, how was the weekend for you?
The weekend was a hectic one for me.
Oh.
Yes, I mostly have my lectures on weekends.
Oh, I see.
So it was some kind of a busy, weekends for me.
Oh.
But in all, it was good.
In all, it was good.
Yeah, it's all for good. So
managing work and school, it's not that easy.
Charlie.
But I know you still do.
Inshallah.
Anyway, I like your patakari.
Right. Thank you very much.
When can I have mine, please?
You will get yours in due time, right?
In due time. I like the color. I like brown, brownish, wine.
There are ones that they do for ladies.
For ladies?
Yeah, very nice.
I'll be waiting for my own.
In fact, I'll send you the pictures and you look at it.
Oh, okay. That's nice. So please, if you want patakari, please come and see Mr. Razak and purchase some. Okay? Yes.
We'll get you a very nice one.
A very nice. Oh, thank you.
We have a shop at Malata, so.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we have numerous of them. You can come around Malata and you can get a very nice one at a boutique called A Looking Nice Fashion Boutique.
A what?
A Looking Nice Fashion Boutique.
A Looking Nice
Fashion Boutique.
Look at that.
Yeah, so if you come there, you get any kind of smoke you want, and there are shoes, there are political wears and stuffs.
Oh, nice. Yeah. So try. Are you on TikTok?
Yeah,
do you have any social media?
We are on TikTok and we are on Facebook too.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's nice. A Looking Nice
Fashion Boutique.
Yes. Make sure you visit them and get yourself some nice outfits. But my ID inside the pattern. So I have to come and picture one.
But this one, Ankasa, it was given to me by a friend.
A friend? It's even a gift?
Yeah, it was a gift.
Oh, nice. Yes. That was so thoughtful of your friend.
That guy is a very good guy.
Oh.
He's called Prince. He's also into smokes.
Oh, nice. Yeah, Thank you, Prince, for making Mr. Razak look good this Monday morning. Right. So let's dive into the main show. Yeah, but before we do that, as you know it, we just talk about just by the ways before we dive into the issue. Yeah, so this one, ECOWAS endorses President Mahama for AU chair in 2027. How did you feel about that when you saw this in the news?
Yeah, I felt good about it. President Mahama is one person that I believe he can, be the chair. Mm-hmm. And so I think it's a call in the right direction.
It's a call in it.
Yeah, sure.
Right. But what is it? What's in it for Ghana? Do you see anything coming out of it for Ghanaians or for Ghana as a country?
For Africa in general, mm-hmm. I think that with the kind of leadership he would deliver there, mm-hmm. I'm confident that it is going to be for the benefit of Africa and for the benefit of Ghana, because of the decisions that will be taken and the kind of leadership that will be exhibited there. Mm-hmm. I'm confident that they are going to take decisions that is going to be beneficial to the whole of Africa and Ghana as well.
Right. So. Anyways, we are wishing our president all the best with the new role he has been given. Yeah.
So we hope that he doesn't go there with the attitude of let's not.
No, tell me.
Let's
with which attitude? Why? Our president has a particular attitude.
This isn't part of the topics we are going to discuss.
Oh, but don't worry. We are still open to talk about it anyways.
Oh, okay.
Our NDC communicator is not yet here, so I wouldn't want us to be in a rush.
Yes. So what I'm saying is that if he goes there with the attitude of the Dumso attitude, right? If he goes
You mean
there with,
on and off?
yes, the on and off attitude, I'm not sure he will last, or he will leave an impressive, mark there.
Yeah, legacy.
Yeah, so that's what I was trying.
That's what you wanted to say.
Yes.
That our president shouldn't take the Dumso attitude there.
He shouldn't take the Dumso attitude.
Hey, Razak, they'll come for you. The whole president shouldn't take Dumso. But anyway, we are wishing him all the best. We are wishing him all the best. Yeah, so.
He's a fine gentleman.
Oh, yes, a very gentleman. Fine. After Kufo, President Mahama.
And President Nanado.
President Nanado. Former President
Yes,
Nanado.
sure.
Yeah. I think we need to attach the former. He's no longer
yes,
the
former
president.
President Nanado.
Right. So the minority is in the news again. And this time around, they are calling for the resignation of Dafia Mekbo and Mahama Yarga simply because they sponsored a bill for the OSP's office to be scrapped. And I think you also heard that President John Dramani Mahama came out and said that it's too early to scrap that office. And he called these two people to also withdraw the bill they want to, send to scrap the OSP. They are calling for their resignation. Do you think it's justifiable that, looking at what they did, they should resign from their positions?
Yes, it's strictly justified.
Why?
It is. You see, this is based on principle, right? You have Parliament is an organ of government on its own.
Yes.
Parliament is supposed to be an independent organ of government, right?
Yes.
So it is irregular to have the executive trying to dictate to Parliament what to do. It is an abnormality that the president is directing or commanding the, a majority in Parliament, or government, a leader of government business, and the chief whip, leader of the house. Mahama Yerga is the leader of Parliament, right?
He's the leader of
He's
Parliament.
the leader of the house.
Yes.
So it is irregular and an abnormality for the president to direct that they should do things in a way that pleases him, right? That means the president is undermining the authority of Parliament and the independence of the legislative arm of government. So what it means is that, look, President Mahama dictating to Parliament what to do undermines the principles of independent organs of government and the principles of democratic governance that seeks to say that separation of powers must work, and we must ensure that each organ of government work independently without any external interference.
Right.
So what President Mahama did was wrong. And you see, the majority leader Mahama Yarga and the majority chief whip, we are saying that they should resign. If indeed they believe in parliamentary independence and parliamentary democracy, they should resign. Because, look, President Mahama, look, I find it difficult to understand why he thinks it is right for him to dictate to Parliament what to do. So, you see, you are seeing the danger we are in this country. That we have, the executive controlling controlling Parliament left, right, and center. This is not going to help the democracy. Parliament must be able to stand on its own and make a decision. And you see, in addition to that, I do not think that the call for the abolition of the office of the special prosecutor is orchestrated by the arrest and detention of lawyer Martin Kwebu. We know that lawyer Martin Kwebu is associated with the NDC, right?
Has he made that known?
It is known. It is
or
known.
You say that due to his comments and certain...
He's a known associate of the NDC.
Because I've listen to his interview where there are instances where he also bash NDC, he praises NPP. What would you
forget
say?
about that one? Martin Kpebu is an associate of the NDC, right? So the arrest and detention of him, I think, is a reason why they are trying to abolish the office of the special prosecutor. But this also contradicts their stance that they are committed to fighting corruption. I mean, the office of the special prosecutor was purposely, created to fight corruption and its related activities.
Yeah.
And so failure of a leader of that office, I mean, Kisi Ajabeng, his failure to, execute in that mandate should not be the reason to scrap the office, right?
Right.
Because the person himself is the one that has proven to be incompetent, right?
And not the office.
And not the office. So calling for the abolition or scrapping the office simply means that the government is not committed to fighting corruption.
That is how it looks.
Yes. Because you are scrapping the office based on the fact that the office has not been able to execute on the mandate that has been given to it. And also, because, it is not clearly said, but we know that the arrest of Martin Kpebu has also fueled the need or the desire of the majority side of the house to, scrap the office. But that we are saying that when that is done, it means that the government is not committed to fighting corruption, as they, made it known or look in the face of Ghanaians. They are not committed to fighting corruption. Because if Kisi Ajabeng is not able to perform, that does not mean the office is useless. That does not mean the office is needless, right? We can have someone that is competent enough to do the job. And I believe Kisi Ajabeng has failed, right? And I've said it several times. He has failed.
You've made that known to us.
So if we should sack, if there's anything to be taken of, it should be him, right? And not the office. Because when it comes to issues of corruption and its related activities, we need the office to fight it in this country. So I've come to the understanding that, look, Kisi Ajabeng has failed us as a nation. He has failed President Akufo-Addo, who appointed him, and he should be taken off immediately.
Yeah,
right?
I saw some communicators from the NPP saying that presidents, as it stands now and looking at how things are going, they are making it look like former President Nana Addo Dankwa has regretted even establishing
he has. Because look, I have said it that, look, Kisi Ajabeng was supposed to do regime and post-regime accountability. He was unable to do regime accountability. The only time he appeared to, be working is when we left office. And then he's now chasing after our appointees, the appointees of the Ezra administration. Meanwhile, that was not solely what we were supposed to do.
What was he supposed to do?
He was supposed to deal with both post-regime and regime accountability. So we wanted to see that once we were in power, Kisi Ajabeng would be able to, deal with issues once we're in government.
So why does he has to wait for you to leave government before?
That simply points to the fact that he's incompetent.
Wow.
Right, and he should be taken off immediately. Yes.
Right. So these two people, which is Dafia Mekbo and Mama Ayariga, are in trouble simply because they are calling for the whole office to be scrapped and the powers transferred to the Attorney General.
Look, I regret that President Mahama is commanding Parliament to do, the duty that Parliament is supposed to do, or is I don't know how to put it, but it appears as though the executive organ of government is controlling Parliament.
And
that is very dangerous for us as a country, right? So Dafia Mokpo and Honorable Ayarga should resign. They should resign because look, Parliament cannot be led by unprincipled leaders. Look, I'm not calling them unprincipled, but regarding the direction given by the president and the immediate withdrawal of the bill, acting on that direction simply means that they are not principled in their position.
Right, but
and look, I don't want to believe that this was not discussed at cabinet before it was brought to Parliament.
Exactly, I wanted to ask.
So what kind of contradiction is this?
Or do you see it as another PR gimmick, as people say?
Exactly, because these people, they always want favors from the they want to be seen good in the eyes of Ghanaians. So I see that it has some particles of PR gimmicks, and it also has some particles of unprincipled, position by the majority and the chief whip, and I also see an executive organ of government trying to control the legislature.
The legislature.
Yes.
But couldn't the president actually said this to them backdoor rather than bringing it out to the public and then making it look as if?
And so that's where
otherwise,
the PR gimmicks comes in.
That's how. Yes. So assuming they didn't come out to, we didn't see that. Okay, so the president was like, "No, don't scrap it," and then
all of this, and just because they arrested Martin Kpebu, you want to scrap the office.
You want to scrap the
what
office.
What happened to the intention behind the creation of that office? The intention was to fight corruption, and so if for anything at all, you shouldn't be talking about scrapping the office, because the man in the office is the one that has proven to be incompetent and incapable of performing, and so you do not scrap the office because the OSP, Honorable Kisi Ajeben has failed in delivering, right?
Yeah.
The office should not be scrapped based on that, but rather based on incompetence. Sorry, the office is off. Maybe for a number of years, the office has not been able to deliver, right? Then you have different set of leaders coming in and out, and over that period, they are unable to deliver on that mandate. Then you have a reason to say that, look, the office is incapable. The office is not delivering as is expected. And for that matter, we should, take it off. But not because they arrested someone that is associated with your party or someone that you think, arresting and detention is against. What is this? Look, we do not pray that the party should fail, but with the way they are going, we are scared.
We are scared.
We are scared. They can't fail Ghanaians.
They can't fail Ghanaians. Right. Good morning to you, Mr. Rahman.
Good morning.
Rahman Abdullahi.
Yes, please.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
It actually happens that both of you are in the same color today. What happened?
Green symbolizes should I say the evergreen nature of our country, and which has become more greener as NDC came into power. So I'm sure she's so much elated to be in that green attire. Yeah.
I'm still trying to find out where the green
is. This is another PR gimmick. Anyways, you're welcome.
Thank you very much.
We've been waiting for you.
Yeah.
Traffic.
Yes, please.
Don't worry, you'll be fine. Christmas season there.
It's not easy.
You have to leave the house early.
Very early.
Very, very early.
Yeah.
Thank God you are here. Yeah, so before you got in, we were actually speaking on the topic of the minority calling for Mr. Dafia Mekbo and Mahama Ayariga to resign because they called for the scrapping. They sent a bill for the scrapping of the office of the special prosecutor. So that's what we are on. The minority says these people should resign.
Yeah.
What do you make of it?
Thank you very much. It's so interesting to note that the NPP, has once again proven to Ghanaians that they don't want to mind their business. They don't want to mind their business in the sense that we gave them, the opportunity to rule us. We gave them the mandate for 8 years. They turned deaf ears on us. And now that we have a listening government, and NDC is it's a structured party where we have hierarchy. So if the majority leader and our whip thought it very wise and prudent that it is not necessary for the government to keep on funding the OSP, it is in a good call. And the president of the country also hold a different view. And we all know that we need an office to be able to tackle corruption head on. And the president explained it vividly, the reason why we must maintain the office of the OSP. So we shouldn't be so much in haste to scrap the office whilst we know that we have heavy and deep rotted corruption cases that this government is handling. So the NPP has no moral, right. They have no moral center to tell the majority and our whip to resign. On what basis are they saying that? The basis because they want, or what they feel is right. They want to what to take it on. And we have seen them, and they don't have any right to tell our leader to resign. What haven't we seen in parliament? We have seen the leadership of the minority championing indiscipline, quote and unquote, in the House of Parliament. And we all know that House of Parliament are, they are principled and democratic, house, that they have to uphold the tenets of such. But what do we see? We saw them banging tables when speaker was in the chamber. We saw them trying to attack the mace whilst the speaker was in the house. They should rather be resigning as minority leadership, not the majority and our majority whip. So they should play around their wheel, not to cross the boundaries.
But what do you make of what your people did? The two people, which is Mahama Ayariga and Dafia Mekbo. What was it right?
That is why I said NDC is a structured party, and NDC, we respect the views of every party member, and they thought it very prudent that is the way to go. Do you get right? Because I don't think they just sat up and tried to table this bill. No, I feel and I believe that there has been several should I say engagement. There have been several introspection before they laid this bill. So I don't see anything wrong. Everybody is entitled to his or her opinion, and that was their opinion. And now the party or the government is saying that they should hold on. Let's give the OSP some time. Let's resource other agencies or other institutions that is mandated to fight corruption. So it's not that they are trying to say they should keep quiet. They should hold on. Do you get it right? As we look into different avenues to see how best we can fight corruption and also how to retool that particular institution.
But don't you think that these bodies are actually supposed to be working independently? So why does the president has to come in and then tell them to hold on with that particular bill?
In fact, even the president's release wasn't should I say mandatory. He was appealing for them to withdraw. So it was
a suggestion
for them to withdraw, not that mu withdraw bill. No. Do you guys right? And see, the president's posture is should I say his demeanor in this particular issue. You realize that he means so well when it comes to this particular fight against corruption. He means so well, and how he's even handling the issue. You realize that in fact this is a president that means well for Ghanaians, and this is a president that want to fight corruption head on. So let's be patient and see how the work will unfold.
Yeah, so you see, my brother talked about chaos in parliament, and I want to remind you that chaos in parliament did not start now, right? Yeah. During the NDC, we saw a multiple of that. To the extent that they were marching in the floor of parliament. Right? And so this is not the first time. Don't even talk about it. Hey. And let's talk about when we're talking about the fight against corruption, right? I am not surprised that the NDC are in a haste to scrap the office of the OSP. Do you know why? Why? Upon assumption into office, these people discontinued over 10 cases against their members, prominent members of the NDC. So when it comes to issues of fighting corruption, they are not committed to it, right? They are not committed. That is why they are in a haste to remove the office of the special prosecutor. Yeah, it is not because the office is not capable of delivering. And look at the contradiction we are facing now. The executive controlling legislature. What is this?
They are not controlling.
It is sad. It is very, very sad.
It's very, very, very sad, as he said. Right. With that being said, let's dive into our main discussion for today. So for our first topic, Parliament passes bill to legalize Okada. So Parliament has passed the Road Traffic Amendment Bill 2025, legalizing the commercial use of motorcycles, tricycles, and some call it Okada. So the law also introduces new measures to curb drunk driving, including revised alcohol concentration limits and stricter penalties for offenders. So according to the Minister for Transport, Joseph Nikbi Bukari, the amendment is aimed at sanitizing road transport services, improving road safety, and ensuring more effective regulation of the sector. Government believes the new law will also create jobs for the youth, reduce unregulated transport operations, and bring order to the fast-growing motorcycle transport industry. Yeah, and I think this particular initiative was actually a big one for the NDC when they were in opposition, when they were campaigning. Okada, they even made a song for that, and then all of that. And then as part of their campaign promises, they said that when they come into power, they are going to legalize Okada. And then finally, here it is. And there's been a lot of controversies with regards to this whole Okada thing, with the age limits, the uniforms they'll be wearing, the number plates, and then all of that. I don't know if stakeholder engagements went on with these people before they even brought those age limits, and it's a whole lot. And then finally, they've legalized the bill. What can you say to that? Do you think as a country we are actually ready for this motor people? Because even on our roads, you can see their behavior, some of them even experts. As a country, do you think we are ready for it?
Yeah, so this particular bill, was started under Akufo-Addo.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh,
the Akufo-Addo government tried to,
legalize
the
motorcycle.
Okada, yes.
Yeah.
But it was not possible.
Why wasn't it possible?
I can't state the reasons.
Right.
But I know it was started by Akufo-Addo. And if you listen to the member of parliament,
was it in his first term or
his second term?
That's like parliament, they started it in parliament. The only issue is that they couldn't introduce it.
They couldn't introduce it.
Yes,
but it was
in consideration.
But was it part of your campaign promises that when you come into power you were going to legalize?
No, it was not.
It wasn't.
No, it wasn't.
Okay, so the Ghanaian people doesn't really know that it was an initiative started by the NPP.
It's not even true self.
Oh,
please! I don't think it's fair for you to
say.
Look, whether I'll get you.
Don't worry. We'll get into it.
You are not a member of parliament,
Calm down.
right?
Calm down.
You are not a member of parliament. There's a member of parliament, a leader of the house, right? Who made a statement to the effect that
what's the name?
I'll get you the name. Don't worry. I'll get you the name. Who made a statement to the effect that it was started, but they could not introduce it into the floor, and that is why they were unable to pass it to law, right? So this is not an entirely new situation or a novel situation for us, right? So he must understand that we started with some of these things, and but you see the issue of Okada, I support the bill, all right, because there's the activity is unregulated, and so it causes a lot of problems, and so I like the fact that the bill is being put in place, but there's an institutional inefficiency that we have in this country that is going to serve as another problem for the Okada riders, because to get a license, right, is very difficult. Very, very difficult. And we know that if you don't have a license, you cannot freely use a motorbike in this country, because you are going to have issues with the police. So it is very difficult to get a license. So what I will suggest is that, or I will propose to them is that, look, they should make the DVLA the authority to act swiftly in delivering licenses. People have applied, they have paid, they have made every necessary arrangements, yet the cars are not coming. That's an issue we are facing in this country. So we are saying that, look, the office or the authority should act swiftly on issuing of these licenses, so that riders are not going to be facing challenges with police on the roads, right? But aside that, the bill to regulate the age was about 25. They brought it
25
back to 21.
To 21. But even
Yes.
that, do you think is okay? Because looking at our system, even when you're 18, you can drive. It's legal for you to drive.
Okay,
So-
the,
so
the
why
age,
not-
age of maturity is 18.
The age for maturity is 18.
Yeah.
So why don't you think that the government don't make you riding a motorcycle, the age limit should be 18 and rather 21? Because 18, you're supposed to be feeding for yourself, and what if that is the only means of survival?
But you see, in reality, that's not what happens. So the age limit, I don't know, but there should be a reason, or an understanding behind the age.
Behind the age.
So I am not privy to that, so I will not be able to make a comment on it.
Right.
But in this country, the contracting age is also around 21 or so, 21 years. The age that can allow you to be able to enter into a contract is around 21 years. So I believe maybe there's some relationship with that. Because if you are about 21 and you can enter into a contract, what it means is that you can enter into a contract to procure a ride. You can enter into a contract to do a lot of things that will be legal in our jurisdiction. So I don't know why the age is at 18, but these are some of my understanding. So the issue of legalizing Okada,
yes,
and all of that, I think is good.
It's good
because we treat it as an illegal business. Meanwhile, it has taken, because of lack of job opportunities, a lot of the youth are into Okada.
Yeah, so
right.
I want to ask, why do you think we treat it as an illegal business?
I think we treat it as an illegal business because it is not legalized in this country, and something that is not backed by law is an illegality. So that's why I think we treat it as an illegal business in this country. Meanwhile, it has taken, it has provided for a lot of the youth in this country. And so it's a nice idea to legalize it. What I'm only saying is that we should try as much as we can to reduce, the rate at which the riders are being distracted by our security personnel. And we should also, as riders, ensure that we get all the necessary documents that we need to be able to ride on the road freely.
Very, very, very important.
Yes. So this is my position on that.
Right. Mr. Abdullahi.
Yeah. Thank you very much. I think I just want to use this opportunity to thank the Minister of Transport, who happens to be my MP, MP for Sabo constituency.
Oh, nice.
Leading a charge and a massive reforms at the Ministry of Transport. I think when this debate came up in 2020, in the run-up to the 2020 general election, where the NDC championed the advocacy of legalizing the Okada, where we had a strong opposition from the NPP saying we are going to subject the youth of this country into, Okada riders. Meanwhile, the issue transcends beyond just being an Okada rider. And in fact, Ghanaians didn't buy into our message in the 2020. Even they bought into it, but the verdict was stolen. That's just by the way.
Why do you think Ghanaians?
You had an opportunity to prove that in court, but you couldn't. So you cannot make such arguments here.
We rebuild ourselves.
You couldn't do
and
that
bounce back
Mr.
again in 2024 with
no. Please you can't let him go with
clear
that.
campaign message
you can't let him go with that.
of legalizing the Okada.
It is untrue
and
to
we
state that
replicated
you
that particular
I don't
policy
think you are being fair because
in
he
the
was very quiet.
I'm not being fair because he made a statement
campaign
that is
promise.
not
The NDC still stood on its feet and repeated the promise to legalize Okada in our 2024 manifesto. That's our policy document. That shows the consistency and that shows the honesty of the NDC government. Now, when you look at the issue of Okada, we have countries that have legalized and enforced a stricter measures, and you could see the results or the output it is delivering for these particular countries. When you go to Rwanda, when you go to Uganda, even Togo, when you go there, they have all legalized Okada, and it is employing over thousands of youth in these countries. Now, what makes Ghana's own exceptional, or why do Ghana have to wait for so long before we can what legalize Okada? We all know, look at the number of unemployed graduates, or not even unemployed graduate, unemployed youths in the country. The figures keeps increasing at an increasing rate. What can we do as a government to mitigate this particular issue? I mean, we cannot, shall I say, push everybody into the public sector, I mean, employment, because we all know that, I mean, it is limited. So we need to create other avenues to make sure that the work condition of the youth of this country is, is being taken into serious consideration. And that is why, I mean, the Okada bill comes in place. We are going to reinforce the safety of the riders. Now we have seen, I mean, issues of recent happenings where the Okada is not legalized. The rider will be going, the police will be harassing them, bribery and corruption happening. You give 5 CDs, then other stuffs. That is the harassment, and that is what the bill seeks to remove from our system. We saw Okada riders, I mean, using their bikes with their helmet, with their protective gears, I mean, picking passengers without any protective gear. That is what the bill seeks to what? Rectify. And when you take your time to read the bill, you will understand the rate at which they want to bring sanity into the transport sector and the Okada being in place. And there has been a thorough engagement with all the Okada associations. And when the bill was passed, look at the jubilation on the streets of Accra here. Have you seen it? And the whole system of this Okada, I'm telling you that it is a life savior. Look at the congested nature of our cities. Traveling from Circle to a nearby place, the traffic there alone, you cannot, if you have an interview or an emergency to catch up, if you want to use taxi, if you want to use trotro, I'm telling you that you'll be late for the work you are going. But with Okada, the accessibility, the mobility of it is top notch. So I believe that the legalization of Okada is in the right direction. As first is going to tackle the youth employment or the youth unemployment in the country. In the second, is going to help, soften and also cushion the economic, indicators of this country. And what I meant by the economic indicators of this country is that when you have an emergency or when you have something to do that requires a swift time to respond to, with Okada, you'll be able to do that task. So I think, legalization of the Okada is a decision that the NDC didn't take lightly. It's something that we have engaged people, we have engaged all institutions, and we have engaged all the associations, and we brought up this bill to legalize their work. And I think, with the snipe of hand, you are going to see a serious sanity, and you are going to see a massive improvement as far as the Okada, the transport sector or system is concerned.
Right, rightfully said. But don't you think that this whole swiftness is actually?
Let me respond to something.
Okay.
Yeah. So my brother made mention that we all believe that the Okada is going to create about is going to bring about an unemployment opportunity for the youth.
Yes.
And that the government alone cannot absorb all the youth.
And he knows the truth. The government alone cannot absorb everybody to work in the government agencies.
So listen to what I'm saying.
That's true.
You understand? So what we were promised, right, was that there's going to be 24-hour economy.
Yes.
Oh. And the 24-hour economy is going to run a shift of 133.
Yeah,
133. Right. So I am saying this on authority that if 133 shift is implemented in the way and manner in which it was promised, right, we're going to have job surplus in this country. They will not have to do Okada. Do you understand what I'm saying? Implement 133 across all government agencies. And we are not going to even be looking for jobs. We will have to import people to come and work for us as a nation. Unless, of course, they are telling us that 24-hour economy was a deception, right? Then we would agree. Because what you just said here points to the fact that your policy 24-hour economy, your substantive policy 24-hour economy was a deception, right? Because look, implement 133 shift. in the education sector, if we have about 300,000, we're going to be looking about 900,000. Go to the security sector, police service, if we have about 300,000, we're going to have about 900,000, right? Do that across all government agencies, and let's see how many people will be left looking for job. The Okada is because of the failed system, right? Because of inadequate employment opportunities. That's why people have ventured into that.
Yeah, into Okada.
You understand?
Courier services.
So don't sit here and be praising it as though you've done something, marvelous and something extraordinary.
Really, you are saying that legalizing Okada is not something marvelous. You are telling me
what
that
I'm telling you is that
legalizing Okada is not something marvelous. I mean, you are entitled to your opinion. You are entitled to your opinion. But I want you to understand that.
You have failed to deliver on your promise.
I want you to understand. I just want you to understand
and
that.
Because of that, you are now
24-hour economy.
Listen to me. So one person at a time. Okay.
That is fine.
Right.
I'm only trying
to he's already on the floor, so let him finish.
So what I'm saying is that
thank you.
Legalizing Okada is not something extraordinary. You understand? It's not something that we should be so marvelous, or we should be marveled about, right? Because if you implement your promised 24-hour economy, we will not have to have people involving in Okada is a very risky business.
Yes.
People are dying on the roads.
And it's actually that swiftness that is killing people.
Do you understand?
People
are dying day in, day out.
They are not adhering to the traffic rules.
And just recently, a brother of mine had an accident. The whole legs are off now. Do you understand? That is Okada. So that's a very risky business. Look, we cannot stop accidents, right?
Yeah,
but that one is very risky.
They are bound to happen.
So if you want to solve the issue of unemployment, we beg you in the name of God, right? Implement 24-hour economy with the formula 133 shifts. Look, we will not have people doing Okada, I tell you. So don't sit here and praise yourself, I beg. Because Okada is not something extraordinary. Do you understand?
Yes, please, we understand.
Yeah.
But I mean, I just want to say something right here. We cannot, or as a government, you cannot just wake up in the morning and implement the game changer, the 24-hour economy, just within a blink of an eye. This policy is a long-term policy, and it's a policy that has to be should I say, a policy that has to be thought through, a policy that has to, should I say, bring expertise on board to make sure that the implementation is swift. Do you get it right? And as it stands now, the government has started rolling out the 24-hour economy on some of the government agency, and he's aware of that. When you go to DVLA, they are running 24-hour shifts. When you go to the passport office, they are running 24-hour shifts. Do you get it right? It is a systematic approach. You don't just expect the government, boom, and everywhere the 24-hour economy shift is going to take place. Do you get it right?
Yeah.
And he's telling me that we should not be happy because we have legalized Okada. And I think, in fact, I don't know what, should I say, what made him say that statement. Because if he was somebody who have the youth, the teeming youth of this country at heart, people that believe that their only survivor depends on Okada, he will not say that. Do you get it right? Look at the current happenings on our streets. Because there is no restrictions, there is not guidelines guiding the operation of Okada. As he said, accidents are bound to happen. And the rate, even the National Road Safety Authority, when you go to their website and you read the number of accidents that have occurred on our major streets, it is attributed to motorcycles, majority of them. And why? Because overspeeding, there's no restrictions and other stuff. That now we brought this bill, or government brought this bill to regulate the activities of these Okada riders, and you are telling me that we should not be happy? We should not be happy because we are going to save out of 5 lives in a day, one there's supposed to be 10 to lose. No, do you get it right? Accident, as I said, is normal. We should be able to put measures in place to tackle them. And this bill, if, as I said, he should take his time, read the bill, understand the nitty-gritties of the bill before he'll be making utterances that is not fair on the side of the Okada riders. Thank you.
Look, my brothers, I have brothers who are into Okada, right? So what I am only telling you is that it is not something extraordinary, because look, Okada in itself, considering the risk involved in doing Okada. Look, if I have an option, I will stop them from doing Okada.
You stop them.
You will stop them from doing Okada.
Right.
But he has forgotten. He has forgotten.
Look,
so I mean, when they stop doing Okada, please just be honest with me. If today government bans Okada, just imagine the number of unemployed youth that is going to be.
If government bans Okada,
if it bans Okada,
you implement 133.
Just imagine the number of social vices in our communities. Just imagine the number of people that will start breaking your doors and breaking your windows just because there's no job to do.
Nobody is calling for government to ban Okada.
Do you get it right?
I'm not calling for government to ban Okada.
You shouldn't say it's not an extraordinary something. For me, I see it to be a messiah. I see it to be the Jesus of our transport system. It's come to save us.
Yeah, I was even going to say that in spite of all this, we keep saying employment. Is it that as a nation we are failing to see the crisis we are having when it comes to our transport system? Because mind you, if someone is train car, you will not get some, because there are a whole lot of people there. So the best resolution to this that people rely on when people are standing at the roadside and they are not getting vehicle is Okada. And then mind you, the safety of the passengers and even the riders is not even guaranteed, because these people are not even wearing helmets themselves.
Yeah.
They don't even follow the traffic rules. Traffic light I saw red. Or because I know Atia don't go waiting or because then you see that person is dead. Yeah. So how are we going to ensure that we legalizing this bill, the Okada business, how are we going to ensure that as a nation we enforce safety for these people? And if maybe there's a sanction that the government can bring on board, if we see you and you're not wearing the helmet, or even your passenger is not wearing the helmet, this is the penalty you face. How do we do that as a country?
Maybe my brother should tell us. Because I want to get specifics from their bill, right? Because look, if an Okada rider comes to see that there's traffic, he disobeys the traffic, right?
Yes.
And then maybe unfortunately something happened. I'm still, trying to understand how the bill is seeking to monitor that, right? So maybe my brother should give us more into that.
As I said, the bill is everywhere that he can just read. But if you look at one most important component of the bill, is the safety of the rider and the safety of the passenger. It is even highlighted very bold in the bill. Now, what the bill seeks to do is that if you are an Okada rider and you are supposed to pick any passenger, you have to wear an helmet and a protective gear. You, the rider, and the passenger. Now, there is going to be should I say, retooling of the Okada number plates and grouping them into cooperative unions, or making them form associations, even though they have associations, but they are going to regroup them so that they'll be able to track and know the movements of the motorcycles and how or each of them is obeying our traffic rules and regulations in the country. Do you get it right? And we are going to be retooling our road policing. The road policing is going to be retooled. That we have, even though it's there, but I believe that they have been allowed to sleep for a while now, and it's high time we revamp the police. The road policing, where we can have police at each traffic light or each congested point to ensure that people or the Okada riders adhere to the safety protocols of the bill. And now, if the bill also has a sanction or a punishment to any Okada rider that do not conform to the rules and regulation of our roads. So now it's like the bill is like a whole, should I say, a whole structure that I should say is coming to be a game changer in our transport system, because we are having, should I say, we are coming to group them we are coming to retool our road policing, and we are coming to also ensure that there is uniformity in the traffic business, where they are even trying to introduce uniforms for the Okada riders, so that when you see somebody who is not part of, should I say, Okada, or who is not a registered member of an Okada rider association, you will know that this person is not registered, and you're not allowed to risk yourself to, you're not allowed to risk your life to sit on his or her bike. Do you get it right? And we are moving towards a system. We are moving towards a system that now everything has been digital. And I know they will tout themselves as a digital government. Digital government. Meanwhile, it's never true. Digital is a decade issue now, so they should not be touting as one of the achievements. Even though it's digital, what have they been able to do? So you see the Okada. I'm telling you that we should be, excited. We should start praising the transport minister and the NDC government for acting swiftly and making sure that the bill is implemented. NDC, we don't believe in sloganeering. We promised and we have delivered. That is the NDC government. That is what we stand for.
I see that. Did you get that, Mr. Razak? You said you wanted him to speak first. Are you convinced with his submission?
Oh, he's convinced.
He's convinced. Because he said he wanted to. So what would you suggest?
You see, look, as I have stated, I am not against the bill, right?
Yes. You said
so
that.
What I'm only saying is that we cannot be overly excited that Okada is being legalized. In any case, we wanted to do that in the 8th Parliament, but unfortunately it didn't happen. So we cannot be overly excited that we have legalized, Okada. Look, I'm looking at this issue from the point of the risky nature of it. And I'm saying that, look, if I have an option, right, I'll stop my brothers from doing Okada. And I'm also saying that, look, if government should implement their policy 1 straight 3 shift that is embedded in the 24-hour economy, we will not have to even be talking about Okada, because everybody will have job.
Who told you?
Right? Everybody will have, unless you have not made the analysis on it.
Who told you?
If you have made analysis on it, you know that implement 24-hour economy with the formula 133 shifts, and nobody will be there looking for job.
Countries want to develop economies still have Okada.
So you are telling us that you lie to Ghanaians, right?
You can't tell me that even
so you lie to Ghanaians.
Even if when we introduce the 24-hour economy, we will still not have Okada riders. This is a serious falsehood.
So
even people have businesses that they work with Okada.
That is what I'm saying. That you can't tell me that even if when we implement and we have started implementing the 24-hour economy, we will not have Okada riders.
But do you know that there was
go to Rwanda, go to Uganda, where
there was a point that there was no Okada in this country.
Hey,
yes.
Well, maybe that was the pre-colonial era, but
I think
when did Okada business start in Ghana? When was it started?
I have no idea, but
there were actually
I know that there was a point that there was no Okada in this country. Yes,
it's the pre-colonial era.
I said not that colonial.
Even before independence, we had instances in this country where there was no Okada business.
How can you compare that time before independence to now? How can you compare that time during independence? How many people were
after independence?
How many people were navigating our cities?
So what I'm saying is that after independence, Okada business hasn't been long in this country.
That's what I say. Even before, right from the word go from independence, how many people were navigating from our cities? Look at this. Look at cycle now.
Listen to what I'm saying.
So you cannot compare at the post-independence era to where we are now. Where even you cannot even get a small space to pass. Oh no, my brother, don't do that yourself. Don't do that yourself.
Yeah.
So you see, my brother is just trying to protect himself and protect the fact that they lied to Ghanaians that they were coming to give them jobs. That is why you want to wrap yourself around the Okada thing to praise yourself that you've done something good or something marvelous, something that's ordinary, that we should be happy and we should be jumping and clapping for you. What is this?
So you believe that even if the 24-hour economy,
I said if you implement it, it's not a believable. Let's do the analysis. I've done it here already.
So if we
implement it in a form and manner in which it was promised, then we will not have people looking for Okada to do.
But people will still do Okada. Because mind me, some people want to just do Okada. And some people also like to also sit in the office
Look, what I'm saying is that some are doing it because they don't have an
no
option.
job. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I get it.
So if you implement your policy,
that way, I understand.
If you implement your policy 24-hour economy with the formula, look, let's insist on the formula 133. If that formula is implemented, look, I tell you, my brothers that are doing Okada, they are not doing it because they want to do it.
They are doing
it because they want jobs.
Okay.
Right. So I'll let them come to get jobs from the
24 hour
and it will take them off that risk that they are doing.
Right.
That's fine.
So just as we have driving school for drivers, you get a license before you're on the road.
Yeah.
Is there going to be a policy for the
for
the motorcyclists?
Yes, they have. It's part of the bill. Training and licensing of the Okada riders.
Okay,
yes,
okay.
It's part of
so
it.
Government will ensure that these people actually go training, get a license, and make sure that they are worthy enough to be on the road.
Yes, please.
Right.
It's part of the bill. And the age limit, I mean, the minimum is 25.
It's 25.
Yeah,
by length is now being dropped to 21.
I just checked it and I noticed that when you were talking, I just
it's been dropped to 21.
Yeah, the minimum is 25, but what am I?
The minimum should be 21.
21, and the maximum is 25. So if you fall within this particular,
it means that the oldies, those in their 30s, can't join the business.
Oh, you can join the business.
I'm not sure there's maximum. There's minimum.
There's no should I say cutoff point for for you to join the Okada business.
But when it was introduced earlier, that was how it looked. There was a cutoff.
It was a minimum given.
Yeah.
There was no maximum.
Yeah, because mind you, those people are even more experienced more than the youngies that are now.
Oh yeah, and that is why there has been that particular age introduction.
Yeah, I'm happy for the fact that they listen to these people and they've been able to.
Maturity is important. Maturity is important.
I say maturity.
Yeah, very important.
Do you have any last words to this particular topic before we move on?
For me, I just want to use the opportunity again to thank the Minister for Transport and his ministry for doing this great job for the teeming youth of this country, and for doing this for Mother Ghana, and also the NDC government for not failing the people who gave them the mandate, the people who voted for us based on the Okada promise. And you know that there were people that voted for the NDC government because of the Okada policy. You get right? So fulfilling this promise is making should I say clearing your will with them, making sure that they are also fulfilled, because they never wasted their votes. That is what I would say. Ghanaians should be patient and see the rest of the years how the country is going to be moving towards.
Okay. Thank you. So moving on to our next topic. Parliament passes Get Fund amendment to support free education. So Parliament has passed the Ghana Education Trust Fund Amendment Bill 2025, removing the cap on Get Fund to provide sustainable financing for free education. So the amendment supports free senior high school policy, free education for persons with special needs or disability, and free tertiary education for persons with disability. Yes, it also makes the Get Fund levy input tax deductible, freeing up additional resources for the education sector. So speaking ahead of the bill passage on Thursday, the Minister of Education, Haruna Idrisu, said the amendment guarantees long-term funding for the free senior high school policy, which was introduced in 2018 but lacked a dedicated funding source. He explained that the decision by the Minister for Finance, Dr. Kiselato Forsen, to uncap Get Fund will allow more funds to be channeled directly into education. The amendment is expected to ease the financial burden on families, promote inclusivity and equal opportunity, and ensure that students with disabilities who gain admission to tertiary institutions receive full government support to complete their studies.
Okay, so it's a good one there. But you see, as a country, we must try as much as we can. Like if there is a bill or there is a policy that is going to help us as a nation, let's try as much as we can to not politicize this. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let's try as much as we can to not politicize a policy that is going to be beneficial to the Ghanaian people. Because look, the issue of free senior high school, right? We saw what happened when Akufo-Addo came with that policy. You had the NDC marching on the street. They even composed a song, "Free Education 419, Free Education for." I mean, what is this? It was sad. Meanwhile, it's not as though they didn't know the importance of it. It's not as though they didn't know how helpful the policy would be to Ghanaians. It is not as though they didn't know the importance of education, but purposely because they wanted to do politics. They just wanted to do politics so that Ghanaian people would discard it. But you see, thankfully, Ghanaians didn't bought into that wicked idea, that barbaric intentions of the NDC. Ghanaians didn't buy into that.
Slow,
and we are happy. We are happy because look, free senior high school as a policy, one of the most important policies we've had in this country. Because we have seen over the years what free SHS has done to us as a country. A country that wants to develop, education must be very key to every government that comes into office. That is why President Akufo-Addo, in his wisdom, came with free senior high school policy, and we have seen the benefits of it. So the fact that there was no dedicated funding to free senior high school was an issue, right? So the bill that has been passed is seeking to make GED fund the sole source of fund for free senior high school, and that's a good move. I don't see anything wrong with that.
You don't see anything. You buy into it.
Yes,
100%.
I like the fact that they pass it to make it a sole source of fund for free senior high school.
For free
but if you look at the point of disabilities having free scholarships to study under government, I think is also something that is stolen from the NPP.
But because government continues, so they are continuing where you left off.
Yes. But if something is stolen, let's just state it, right?
Oh, but I don't think it's stolen.
That was Baume's policy.
Stolen from where?
Dr. Baume's policy, right? Dr. Baume made a policy, and he promised that when he becomes the president, he's going to give free scholarship.
They didn't introduce it. They only said it too. It's not like they
implemented. It's a stolen policy.
That's what he should be very clear with his language. This is the first time we are seeing this.
I'm saying that it is a stolen policy, right? A stolen policy that Baume wanted to implement. So I don't see why you are jittering. So look, we are saying that this is a good call, considering the fact that just some few months ago they wanted to do away with free senior high school. They've come to the realization that look, they cannot do it, so they must do something that will help it to stay, and that's why we are having this bill. These people wanted to do away with free senior high school because initially they didn't even wanted it to happen, and after Akufo-Addo has implemented it, President Mahama now come to tell us that it was his policy. These people are in deception.
You see,
these people are in deception. Look, it is my turn, so you must allow me to talk.
Don't worry, he will wrap up soon.
Yes,
that's fine.
Whatever Akufo-Addo will do, President Mahama will come and say he started it. Look, the NDC. Look, we know the NDC, and this thing that we are doing, the policy or the passage of the bill to get a sole source funding for free senior high school. I stated that I support it, and I still stand by that. So this is my position on it.
That's your position on it. Abdullahi.
Yeah, thank you. I think my brother has made a lot of erroneous statements and impressions as if the MPP came to do Ghanaian good, but that is not what we experienced. Now let me set the record straight. The word free education, as he said, it was a dream that the ex-wife John Dramani Mahama and the late Professor Arthur Means tried to bring. But we started with progressively free senior high school. Progressively what? Free
senior
high school. And when you look at the scope of free senior high school, it is very broad. that you cannot just wake up and start implementing it. First of all, you have to look at the infrastructure deficit in our various schools. That was why, in the good will and the good mind of the NDC government, we tried to bring the E-block system, where we're trying to build E-block senior high school or community secondary schools in some selected communities to be able to absorb the growing numbers of students trooping into our second cycle institution. That was the goodwill and that was the good mind of the NDC government. And we started to introduce free school uniforms, free sandals, free desks, etc. to our schools. That is progressively free. We were able to beat down the prices of fees when someone is trying to enroll into our second cycle institution. That is what we call the progressively free senior high school. That being aside, we woke up one morning that there was an administration that came, boom, they wanted to implement totally free senior high school without a substantive or concrete funding to be able to hold this policy, or to make the policy sustainable. The NPP came in 2017, implemented the free senior high school, knowing the implication it will have on our educational system. No funding for it. Do you get it right? And because of the rush in implementing free senior high school, because NDC felt it was a scam, not a scam, but they felt it was in haste, or they rushed to implement it. They did it without considering the implication. Where they introduced the double track system, our educational system, we had a time where it was not traffic lights. The red will go, the green will come, the what. That is how porous our educational system grew under the NPP administration. Now we have the NDC government that thought it very wise that, and during our 2024 election, our campaign, the president stated it clearly that we are coming to reset and review the educational system. We are coming to review the free senior high school policy. Then, boom, the NPP people jumped to the streets. They jumped to the media houses. The NDC is coming to cancel free senior high school. And I wondered who taught them that brofo, that English, that review means cancellation. It was so disheartening that the NPP were so much interested in misleading Ghanaians that NDC was so keen and bent on cancelling free senior high school. But they are now burning their head in shame when this bill came into light. They are now trying to play gimmicks and play games around it, making it look as if they had good intention for Ghanaians. Now look, the bill seeks to dedicate Get Fund as a major source of funding for free senior high school, and that will break the syndrome of lack of food staff in our senior high schools. And during the NPP time, he's aware. Our brothers and sisters in the SHS used to struggle for meals. They reduced their 3 square meals to 2 during the NPP's time. The food they used to serve our brothers and sisters during the SHS time, during the NPP's time, was so disheartening. You saw those videos on social media, but when Abam Papa came, you see the food they are not serving our second cycle institutions. That shows that the NDC government is committed in lifting the burden the NPP imposed on our educational system. And the educational minister, Haruna Idrisu, is doing a magic in the educational sector. The kind of mess he's clearing, I'm telling you that we need to give him his flowers. Haruna Idrisu is the goat. He's him, or he's who he thinks he is. They get it right. So this Get Fund bill that was passed seeks to, shall I say, clear the infrastructure deficit, make sure that there is proper funding for our senior high schools, free senior high schools. There is, shall I say, there is the total scrapping of the double track system, and that is what the NDC government is doing. What else will you want if not this? but the NPP will not be happy because the NDC government is doing good or is doing things they were not able to do. So they will find loopholes or they will find things to attack us. But they know the truth, and Ghanaians are wising up, and Ghanaians now know how to differentiate between green and red. They know how to differentiate between black and white. That forms the colors of the NPP.
Right. So how are we going to ensure that this money is not being misused or is being used for its intended purpose to finance our education system?
We all know that the NDC is a prudent management.
So we should trust you on that.
You should trust NDC.
Because
and
there was a time we trusted other governments.
Oh,
and then the backstories
the other government is not NDC. Look at when we came into office. There has been efficient and prudent spending. This is our 1 year in office. Have you heard of any mismanagement?
You're not 1 year yet. You'll be 1 year 7 January.
7 January, yeah.
Yes, we have heard.
Is it?
We have heard of mismanagement.
Which mismanagement? Prudent spending, efficient spending. No prudent, no mismanagement like what we saw in the MPP's government. So trust the NDC government that these monies that they have allocated for, free senior high school and also to fund our special students is going to be channeled to its rightful use. We are not going to mismanage it. And trust Atuforsin and Harun Edrisu running the helms of finance and education. I'm telling you that nothing will go wrong.
Okay, so starting from where he just ended,
right?
That they are prudent in managing the
certainly
the state, the state resources.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know that these people are buying one sanitary pad for 45 cedis?
I don't know.
You don't know. So I'm telling you that if there's no mismanagement, you cannot be buying one sanitary pad for 45 Ghana cedis. When you came to tell us in Parliament that one sanitary pad today now costs 15 Ghana cedis.
15 cedis.
Are you sure of what you're saying?
Yes.
Oh,
unless of course you're not following parliamentary proceedings.
I follow.
Yes, you bought 6.6 or 6 something million pads with 296 million Ghana cedis. Divide that and see how much you are going to get for a single pad. 45 cedis. That is mismanagement. Look, when we come to power, we deal with that.
It's a cook figures.
We will deal with that very much.
Trying to tarnish the hard-earned reputation of Harun Edrisu.
Look, I am not tarnishing his image. That is what the facts
wanted to debate that issue on the floor of Parliament, did he have legs to stand?
Tell us.
Did he have legs to stand?
You understand? The facts tells us that look, they are buying one sanitary pad for 45 Ghana cedis. Basic calculations, divide 290 by 6.6 million pads. Then you see how much they are buying one pad, 45 Ghana cedis. Meanwhile, Atuforsin came to tell us in Parliament that one pad, which was about 25 cedis, now costs 15 Ghana cedis.
15 Ghana cedis.
Right. So that is mismanagement.
So if it is 15 cedis, what from the 45? How did it happen?
I said that is his mathematics, and we cannot rely on.
we need to get a real figures.
You cannot rely on this. When an MPP person greets you, like good morning.
You have to check
the
I think you've said that here before.
Yes, before you will be able to respond.
Right, let's move to our last topic, then we call it a wrap. So Ghana bans mining in forest reserves. So the government of Ghana has officially banned all forms of mining in forest reserve, reversing earlier policies that allowed limited mining activities under special permits. So the decision is aimed at protecting forests, water bodies, biodiversity and farmlands, which have been heavily degraded by illegal and small-scale mining. The ban follows sustained public pressure from environmental groups, civil society organizations and affected communities, who have warned that continued mining in forest reserve threatens Ghana's long-term environmental and economic sustainability. This policy shift has been widely reported by credible international and local. Yeah, so I don't know if you saw that too.
I think I saw that.
You saw that? Okay, so it's credible. Initially when I saw it, I was like, hey, how sure is it? So I had to go and look if indeed it was, and truly it is. But why have we waited this long while before finally banning mining in our forest reserves?
So you see, the issue of illegal mining and its activities I think that the government should spare us the gimmicks, the PR.
So you think they've not banned it? It's just something they are just putting out there.
I think they are just playing with the minds of Ghanaians. Because look.
Because when I saw it, I was like, hey.
Look. Let me tell you this. we have the security personnel, NIMOS, coming to tell us that they arrested a group of illegal miners. They took them to the police station, and then in the next day they stole them at the peace again. What are we doing? They don't have the interest in fighting. Look, the issue of Galamsey has always been about government commitment to fighting Galamsey. And look, when these people came into power, they have exhibited that they have no interest, an iota of interest in fighting Galamsey. And the truth of the matter is that, look, these people, it is factually clear, it is evident that they are sponsoring the Galamsey. To the extent that your members of parliament are actively involved in Galamsey. To the extent that, I don't want to mention names, but we have members of parliament, right, from the NDC, who have left their job as parliamentarians and lawmakers, and they are now in the bush fighting NIMOS officials who are there to protect our environment from environmental terrorists. Look, these people are not committed to fighting Galamsey, and that is why today our treatment plants are being shut down. We have treatment plants being shut down. You have our water contaminated, where people could fish, they can no longer fish. Where you get clean water, we do not have clean water anymore. Where people used to farm, the farm produce are now being contaminated. You check the stupidity level of our water, Charlie. It is very scary. They are not committed to fighting Galamsey. And we have the particles of it. You see that their members are involved in Galamsey, and up to date, no sanction has been meted out to such people. The MP, the Honorable Collins Dauda constituency, and the North and the South. I've forgotten of the names. The two of them. It was reported that those people attacked NIMOS officials. Galamsey. Meanwhile, you people, when you were in opposition, you told us that NPP were those doing the Galamsey. They told us that we were the Galamseyers. And when we called them to come into the table for us to discuss the way forward with regards to the fight against Galamsey, Sami Jemfi told us that they don't want to get associated with Galamseyers, and that we were those doing the Galamsey, so they don't want to get closer to us. They made it look like when we are out of power, Galamsey will stop within twinkle of an eye. Sam George told us that the man who is being paid to be president of this country can end Galamsey within a week. Right? Today it is about a year, over a year, nearly a year in office. Nearly a year in office. Galamsey is still there. It has intensified because you know how big men visibly involved in it. It is sad.
Right. So before I move on to you, Mr. Abdullahi, we have some comments on Facebook. And this is coming from Ibrahim, solid guy, Abdullahi Rahman. And we have Gideon Odame watching live from Nigeria. And we have political psychopath. In fact, Rahman have a solid representation. And from him again, I'm also Okada rider. But what the NPP guy is saying is not true. We are happy because that's where we survive from. And this is coming from Mabel Anderson. Good morning to you all, and NDC is the better option. More interesting days ahead. NPP are known to be lies. Even when the education minister was explaining that the 45 cedis is a bad calculation, but still they intend to sell the lie. Okay, we hear.
Yes. So with the issue of
government banning,
Galamsey.
Why have you waited this long?
You see, we must first of all accept the reality that Galamsey has been with us for decades now. We have to first of all rise to the reality that Galamsey didn't start today, and we must begin to heckle ourselves towards the reality that lies ahead of us. Now, NDC just came into office. We are nearly a year now. NPP have been in power for 8 good years. And when you look at their track record as far as the fight against Galamsey is concerned, it's so abysmal. I will rate them 5% out of 100 in the fight against Galamsey. The MPP government has not shown or haven't shown any iota of commitment when it comes to leadership, because you need leadership to be able to fight the menace of Galamsey, and MPP hasn't shown that iota of it in the past 8 good years. We had a president that came out boldly to say he's going to put his presidency on the line to fight against Galamsey. What did we see at the end? We saw at the end of the tunnel, or at his presidency, where the Jubilee House became a clearing agent of Galamsey activities. We saw Galamsey deals and Galamsey negotiation happening at the Jubilee House, where you have to even pay bribe before you have access to the vice president to be able to negotiate a Galamsey deal. So when you want to compare what happened in the 8 years in the MPP's government against the fight against corruption, I'm telling you that the NDC, our 11 months or so fight against corruption is better than MPP's 8 years fight against Galamsey. And I'm saying this based on the initiative the NDC government has rolled out. When you look at even January, from January 1st to January 2nd, or let me say January 5th, MPP was able, and the last week of the administration, was able to release 107 licenses. That's the last. If you go to the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources website, you will see that the last minute of the administration was able to release 107. The day to the handing over, they released 7 licenses. It shows how wicked a government can be towards its citizens, or people that give them the mandate to protect them. He was talking about Galamsey kingpins, and I was just laughing within me. Where on earth, and everybody know, even a child on the street knows the real kingpins of Galamsey. MPP, should I say, one of their branch of the party was now Galamsey. They had majority of their funding from Galamsey. We had leaked audios and interviews where party folks or party executives was telling people to allow them to mine because that was where the party was getting money from. The former vice chairman of Central Region, Horace Ekowusi, live interview on Adum TV, stated that Galamsey is giving the party money so they should allow the people to mine. And when they seized excavators during their time, when they seized the excavators and gave it to him, ask where are the excavators? I never knew excavators can develop wings and fly into the thin air. NDC government came and we brought an initiative of creating the gold board to trace all small scale mining activities, or to trace gold and where they are coming from, accountability of our gold. We created gold board as one of our measure to fight Galamsey. We brought excavator tracking and georeferencing. We are now able to track excavators, where this excavator is coming from and where it is going. We have recategorization of our land and our forest zones, where we're able to categorize the mining activity into 3 major zones: the small scale, the large, and the medium scale. We introduced the water blue gas, the water blue initiative, and the cooperative mining initiative. All these are initiatives the NDC thought it wise and with a massive stakeholder engagement. And he is aware when NDC came into power, we led a high delegation or high stakeholder engagement on how to tackle Galamsey fights. Even with the president spearheading that, it shows the commitment and shows the leadership of the NDC government in the fight against Galamsey. So when he started by saying that he doesn't want to politicize the Galamsey, but ending up politicizing it is so funny. You get it right? So we shouldn't at any point in our life compare MPP fight against Galamsey to NDC fight against Galamsey as it stands now. And you can't tell me that it's just within this short interval that the turbidity level in our water increases. You can't tell me now that it is within this short interval that our river Ankobra River Pra got polluted. No, we all know it has to go through a lot of, a series before this, water bodies can get polluted. So you shouldn't say now that the Galamsey become intense when you release 107 licenses within your last hour administration. And you know that the lands minister has started revoking the licenses of some of the unapproved routes to get these licenses. That shows commitment of this part. And for the revocation of the LI to prevent the mining of the forest, they introduce it. The NPP introduced that particular LI. Why? Because they have their kingpins, they have their Galamsey Mugus mining directly in our forest reserves and our water bodies. So they wanted to give them that will to continue mining.
Right.
But thankfully, there is a government that sees the things differently, and that is why we have taken the hard knots. We are cracking all whips to make sure that Galamsey becomes a thing of the past. And I will conclude by saying that MPP's 8 years in fighting Galamsey cannot be compared to our 11 months in office.
Are you sure?
The records are clear.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have.
They haven't given the opportunity. They haven't given him the opportunity, and he say, "All right."
Okay, you finish.
No,
finish.
are you done?
All right, so yeah,
he's done, right?
I'm done.
Yeah.
Yes. So I want to state emphatically that these people, the NDC, have not done anything different with regards to the fight against Galamsey since they came into office. If it is about deploying people into the forest reserve, it was there under Akufo-Addo. If it is about blue water gas, we had that under Akufo-Addo. If it is about excavators missing, right? You people, Honorable Mutala, may his soul rest in peace. He reported that about 40 excavators were missing. Nah. So it is in your government. You cannot come to tell us that excavators. Meanwhile, you people have come to do the same thing. The same thing that you accused us of doing is the same thing that you are doing now. To the extent that in the last 11 months, this country is recorded to have been the most importer of excavators.
Hey.
Yes.
Yeah.
You are not on the media. You should be on the media.
I'm just saying,
right?
A. I'm just saying
NDC,
A to the things you have done.
NDC,
I'm just saying A to the things you have done.
NDC, please let me make my point.
The things you have done, you have made
allow me
go
make my
through.
point, right?
In the fight against Galamsey.
I was
you
very
cannot
quiet,
say that
right?
here to try to paint your
let me
government
make my point.
as if it's a government too.
You people told us that we are kingpins of Galamsey, right?
And you are.
But in the run-up to the 2024 election, we saw NDC officials, executives of the NDC, going into the Galamsey pit to promise them that vote for us. When you vote for us, you come and do your Galamsey and nothing will happen to you. You people went into the bush to promise them that. After that, you came to Akwasia by election. Do you know what Joseph Yamin told them? That look, do Galamsey, nobody will do anything to you. Today you are here to claim that you are fighting Galamsey. No, we know what you are doing. Joseph Yamin promised them that when they vote for them, they will do Galamsey and nothing will happen. Please let me make my point. Please let me make my point. I'm on the floor. You are not on the floor, right? I'm on the floor. Joseph Yamin told them that when they vote for NDC, they will allow them to do Galamsey without any hindrance, right? Are these people committed to fighting Galamsey? No. Look, you people said you are revoking allies, yet you are issuing license. It is reported by Joy News that 35 licenses has been issued by you people. And you are telling us that please.
The same Joy News published at the last hour. 107 licenses was released.
So you have to let me make.
Do you get it right? And NDC will just wake up and start issuing licenses for licensing sake. But we have MPP issued licenses to the Ankota mining to go and mine in our forest reserve.
It is my turn.
They issued licenses to Ankota mining to go and mine in our forest reserve. It's not being being honest. It's not being honest.
Let's not do this to our listeners.
Look. I'll put off your mic.
Please. Please.
No, his mic is on.
Yes, so I'm saying that you have a government that claim to be committed in a fight against Galamsey, yet they are issuing licenses. Today he's talking about revocation of LI. That LI has not been revoked. You only read it for revocation. It has not been revoked. Where was it revoked? It has not been revoked. So look, let's be truthful. Let's be truthful. Please. Let's be truthful.
It's in the process. It's not.
So what I'm saying is that look, when it comes to the fight against Galamsey, NDC have done nothing different from what we're doing, and they are not committed to it. Look, we have videos where NDC officials are now telling us that this is my concession. They've gone into the booth and they have taken concessions. They are now like they are fighting people because of concessions, because Galamsey is something they have made up their mind that they are not going to stop. The NDC officials they are the kingpins. They are the kingpins when it comes to Galamsey.
I find it very worrying to see a young guy.
Yeah, so I can provide you evidence. I can provide you evidence to that effect.
A young guy of this nature
to that effect,
trying to say things just to defend what is undefendable. MPP. I mean, I'll keep on saying MPP.
Did you hear when Joseph Yamin was promising them the free will to do Galamsey?
He didn't promise free will.
And I am telling you that
he always said
look,
they should mine responsible with that destroying the forest reserve or with that destroying our water bodies.
Wait.
He said it, and he said when the mine responsible. He said when the mine responsible, nobody can stop them.
If you are an illegal miner, how do you mine responsibly?
All right,
they are illegal miners.
Who said they are illegal miners? Who said where Joseph Yamin went to address them were illegal miners?
Oh no.
You see, or you can differentiate between an illegal miner when you watch someone's forehead. Can you differentiate between an illegal miner and somebody who is mining legally?
It's sad and it's laughable that these people have created a board that is buying gold from
over 2,000 over 2,000 licenses has been issued by MPP.
Over 2,000 licenses. We should not be surprised that.
And if you compare all the licenses the MPP has issued in their administration, it cannot be compared to all the administration Ghana has witnessed. 2,000 licenses has been released from 2017 to 2024. And when you accumulate all the licenses, it's not even near to Kufuor, Atamis, and Joe Dramani Mahama 1.1 administration. It shows how, who is more into Galamsey.
All right.
We should even change the NPP party name to Galamsey People's Party. That would serve them right.
All right. Mr. Razak, your last words, please.
Okay, so I want to use this opportunity to thank you all. And to thank our listeners too. I want to also use this opportunity to thank the Member of Parliament for Yagba Kubari constituency, Honorable Mustafa Yusuf. Yesterday, Dr. Mahmoud Baumia was in my constituency, and we have resolved to give him 100%, and we are going to commit to that, and we'll deliver on that. So I wish Dr. Mahmoud Baumia the best. He's going to be our flag bearer, inshallah, and 2028 is going to be a victory for the NPP.
It's so laughable to tell me that 2028 is going to be victory for NPP. I think, look, so now, do you know the NPP is still dreaming, and they have not recovered from the shock.
Are those your last words?
I think I was just trying to.
No, your last.
I was just trying to rebut what he said because.
See how he was seated calmly.
Yeah, you see, look, NPP is still suffering from the shock of the 2028 defeat. I'm telling you, if you look at their leadership structure, it has become crooked like his constituency road. I know Yagaba Kusawu. I know that their road is so bad.
Please. And the name is not Yagba Kusago. Please, let's
the constituency again. The constituency again.
Yagba Kubori constituency.
Yes, pardon me. I said I know that. It's okay. I know that their road is so bad, and that is that is how the leadership is currently. Do you get it right? And for me, I want to thank His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and all the NDC, leadership for the work they are doing for Ghanaians. Ghanaians voted for the NDC because of the trust they had in the NDC, and we are living up to that expectation. And we wouldn't allow the NPP, just because of their peripheral interests, just because of votes, they want to deceive Ghanaians and have their way to 2028 to try to sway the goodwill from the NDC government. We wouldn't allow that to happen, and we must always be factual in our delivery, and we must always approach every issue with all seriousness. And that is the main reason why the NPP were booted out with that massive and emphatic defeat in 2024. And 2028, if they are not even lucky, we are going to triple the defeat that they suffered in 2024. And you can just mark it on the wall. He can mark it on the wall. We will be back here again. Look, after 2028.
NDC are claiming election experts.
After 2028, we will be back here again. Okay. And I just want to use this last opportunity.
I just want to for over 8 years. Your party got scattered, right? You were able to come back together.
Let him finish.
You cannot, because you just won an election. You think you are now election experts.
Please.
Please. Let me land. My last appreciation has to go with my boss. He's the Northern Regional Youth Organizer, Honorable Believer Mumuni Lekpamo, and also the Director of Youth Employment Agency in the Northern Region. His support in the growth and the political journey has been so instrumental. I just want to wish him well in his office and his dedication to the youth of Northern Region. Honorable Believer Lekpamo, your words shall speak for you. Thank you very much.
Look, it is important I make this. Kindly give me some time. He made a submission to the effect that my constituency rules are very bad.
They are very bad.
And I'm putting it on record.
From your community center.
I want to put it on record. Let me put this on record. I want to put it on record.
That's the truth.
NDC ruled us for over 8 years, and we had NDC member of parliament, right? And throughout that 8 years, there was no single third road in the constituency. The coming into office of Honorable Mustafa Yusuf has brought us a good kilometers of third road in the constituency, first in our history, right? First in our history. During the 8 years of NDC government, we never had a single third road in the constituency. Today we can talk about a tertiary school in the constituency. We can talk about third road in the constituency. We can talk about there's an astroturf in the constituency. We can talk about education. We can talk about a senior high school. We can talk about.
They asked him in the origin where we had talents. This man went to his constituency and went and kept the astroturf there. Why there are no footballers there?
Look, we have two astroturf in our constituency. We have two of them.
Two. Was supposed one constituency, one astroturf. That was what one constituency, one astroturf. But you pay two.
Okay. Thank you.
Is there something wrong with that? We are Ghanaians, right?
That's selfishness.
All right, let's close.
My constituency, we don't have
My
constituency, we don't have an astroturf.
Thank you so much for joining us on the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. Thank you to our lovely guests for doing the submission, and thank you to our audience for doing the listening as well. We'll meet same time tomorrow. Do have a lovely day.